KALX Berkeley 90.7 FM, University of California, and listener-supported radio's Film Close-Ups. I am Esme Aguilar.
I am Sonia Mystery.
And Chandler Bennett is putting away the music while we get sports set up for you all for this wonderful homecoming game coming up. We're going to leave you with some triplets of Belleville soundtrack, very nicely donated to the KALX library very recently. Thank you all for listening to the supersized episode of Film Close-Ups. Have a wonderful Saturday.
It's homecoming weekend here in Berkeley, California, and we are pumped to bring you some Saturday night college football. My name is Ryan Chen. Joined alongside me is Kyle, live here at California Memorial Stadium to watch the Golden Bears take on the Oregon State Beavers head-to-head. Kyle, this Oregon State team is lethal with a nearly unblemished record of 4-1, including a win over number 18 Utah last week. They have earned their spot as the number 15 rank in the nation. What makes them so special?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a very good balance of their offense and their defense. You know, their offense, it's led by the Clemson transfer, DJ Uyunglele, and their running backs, Damian Martinez and Deshaun Fenwick. They've both been able to, them three have really been able to captain this offense, move the ball down the field, honestly at ease. They've had 35 plus in 3 of their games, and in the ones that they scored less than 30, their defense is what came into play. That defense is led by their all Pac-12 first-team safety from last year, Katan Oladapo. I mean, this defense, especially against the run, has been terrific. They are 6th in the country in opposing rushing yards. They're only giving up 72 a game. Doesn't particularly bode well for this run-heavy Cal offense, but something they're going to have to figure something out. And it's really just this balance that they've struck, this Oregon State team, to become number 15 in the nation.
Well-rounded from the Corvallis team. Now, Cal is, well, pretty much as good as they've been for the past couple of seasons, Kyle. Not bad, but not amazing either. Perhaps their strongest unit is their defense, a squad that's second in the nation for takeaways, but their offense has been shaky. Now, we do have a starting quarterback reports as of a couple minutes ago or so. Number 15, Fernando Mendoza, will be starting tonight's game. His first start ever as a California Golden Bear. Usually it's Sam Jackson V or Ben Finley. They're slotting in Fernando Mendoza, the freshman for Cal. Maybe I'm alluding to this answer right now, Kyle, but who's going to have an elite performance on Cal's side for them to pull off a major upset?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's obviously going to be this guy, Fernando Mendoza. He's thrown 1 pass attempt in his entire collegiate career in the blowout against North Texas week 1. He's getting kind of thrown into the fire here against a top-ranked team, but I mean, this Oregon State pass defense, not as good as their run defense. They're 97th in the country in passing yards allowed. So if this is any sort of defense to kind of get your groove against, it might be this one. They know that Jaden Ott is the focal point of the Cal offense, so they're going to be focusing hard on him. You just hope that Fernando Mendoza can get into his comfort zone and kind of air the ball out, keep the defense honest.
Now, what was your answer before 5 minutes ago when we learned that Mendoza is starting for the Bears?
Well, before 5 minutes ago, I was also going to talk about whoever QB was starting, whether that was Sam Jackson or Ben Finley. But I do also want to point out defensively, I think the big thing is the 2 linebackers, Caleb Ilarms-Orr and Jackson Sermon. They're 2nd and 3rd in the Pac-12 in tackles, respectively. And, you know, this Oregon State really makes their money on just pounding you on the rushing on the ground. Obviously, like I said, Martinez and Fenwick have been spectacular. So we're going to need the linebackers to step up, make it so that our secondary can play deep, and just hope to hold this Oregon State offense to some minimal gains.
Yep. So we're just about underway here now. Oregon State is 5-0 this season on coin tosses. They do win the toss this time, so they're 6-0 to start this season. They'll defer to Cal, and it'll be a touchback to start things here at Memorial Stadium. Now, you mentioned the rush defense, Kyle. This Beaver squad is just tough at the line of scrimmage, tough in the backfield. They're number 4 in rush defense amongst all teams in the NCAA this season. They allow just 67 yards per game on the ground. Cal will open things up. It's Fernando Mendoza right there at the right hash. The ball is on the 25-yard line to get things started. It's a tight formation. Mendoza looks to the right.
Oh, tough off the mark on his first throw of the game. Almost intercepted by the Oregon State defensive back right there.
Yeah, tried to find Jeremiah Hunter right there, but a bit off the mark. Threw it 2 ahead of Hunter. 2nd and 10 now. Mendoza linked by back to his right. Play action. Got some time. Found a man wide open. It's Taj Davis down the far sideline. Brings it up 2 yards short of that first down marker.
It's a good timing throw right there on a nice little curl route by Taj Davis. Just hitting it for good gain, make it 3rd and short.
Redshirt junior transfer from Washington is Davis. They hand it off the middle, finds a gap in, spinning his way to the logo up to the 45-yard line. It's who else but Jaden Ott.
There we go. That's the explosive ability that we've come to learn and love from Jaden Ott, going right up the middle right there between the tackles and picking up a good chunk of yards.
Moving the change forward, a hurry-up offense, off to Ott once again, trying to tumble his way forward. It's a gain of about 1 or 2 yards.
Seems like the Bears offense right now liking this shotgun formation with Ott next to Mendoza in the backfield. Letting Mendoza pass on those first 2 plays, kind of just, throwing him into the fire again. But It looks like it's going pretty well so far.
Coming into this ball game, he had 1 pass attempt versus North Texas. There Ott, he is in the empty set.
Ott motioning out to the right side. There's 3 receivers on the right, 2 on the left.
Mendoza now looking to the right. Quick throw, and it's caught by Taj Davis, falling to the ground 2 yards shy of the first down marker. A nice gain of around 8 yards.
There's another 3rd and short coming up right here. Cal solid on 3rd down. About 42% of the time they convert.
Mendoza swings it to the right far sideline. It is caught, but not much of a gain. That time by Taj Davis once again.
Kind of in no man's land here at about the 46-yard line. So it looks like the offense is going to stay out here and go for it.
It is 4th and 2. Ball on the 47-yard line here to open things up. This first drive of the ball game, Davis motions on from left to right. Here comes Mendoza, looks for Davis. That's his target, smacked away by Oregon State's secondary. A nice defensive effort by the Beavers, and it's a turnover by the Bears.
That's Noble Thomas Jr. on the coverage right there. All things considered, not a bad drive for your first ever drive pretty much by Fernando Mendoza, but, comes up empty, and now it's DJ Uiagalelei coming up for the Oregon State offense.
Yep, DJ Uiagalelei has 5 touchdowns this season, a transfer from Clemson. Ironically, one of the foes that Cal will face for seasons moving forward in the ACC. Uiagalelei will keep it, rushes towards the middle, jukes out a defender, bumps up forward a couple of yards.
That tackle made by Caleb Alarms-Orr. Like I said, those linebackers, they're going to have to be able to step up and make the open field tackles.
It wasn't a pretty run, but it was effective. 5 yards he gained on that run.
And on that play, Martinez started in the backfield, started motioning out towards the right side. This time they got the fullback in with Martinez behind.
2 receivers out to the right. Uiagalelei hands it off to his running back, who finds a gap. Helmet forward, falls down to get the first yard and more. Ball is now on the 39-yard line.
That Oregon State offensive line, returning all 5 starters from last year. They just pushed everyone to the left side. Martinez cut it back to the right, picked up the first down.
Right there, it was a gutsy call to go down or go for the 4th down early on in this drive by Cal, because Oregon State is encroaching on Bear territory in the red zone, and they are very effective this season. One of the best teams in the nation at red zone attempts. Off to the left side, he has a running back rather, that he threw it down to. That was number 6 for the Oregon State Beavs, Damian Martinez, who rushes his way up near the 20-yard line, 3 yards short of it. Damian Martinez, the sophomore running back who leads the team in rushing yards, but right there, getting things done in the backfield.
Yeah, that was solid pressure on the play action by the D-line, but just wasn't there in time to bring down Yungalele.
Flanked by Martinez, Uyangoe looks to his right. Tight spiral caught in traffic. Guarded by Lumagia Hearns. Nevertheless,
Gold on the short slant towards the middle of the field. Now 2nd and short for the Beavers, and they're in the red zone already. Just not even 3 minutes into this game.
And not a team that you want to put into the red zone. Certainly not a couple minutes into this ball game. They are one of just 7 teams nationally to have scored on every visit into the red zone this season. Oregon State is. Uyangoe motioning his back, left to right, hands it off to Martinez. This time Cal gets a good stop. About a yard short.
That was a great tackle there by the safety coming up, Craig Woodson. Wrapped him up by the ankles. Pretty short gain right there.
2nd and 1.
Looks like they gave him the down on that pickup.
There we go. They moved the chains a bit late, so they did pick up that yard to show past the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10. Ball on the 13-yard line before Oregon State scores and potentially draws blood first. It's Uyangoe with a fullback and tailback behind him. 2 receivers out to the left. Hands it off.
This is
inside. Fenwick bumps his way forward, spins over. Near the left hash is a yard short of that 5-yard line. Or he gets to it. So the ball is on the 5-yard line, that is.
I think Fenway is their preferred back in the red zone. He's got 4 touchdowns on the year compared to Martinez's 2 on 30 less carries.
Cal's defense has to stay strong. It's Uyangoe under center. He's got Fenwick right behind him. Play action. Shovels it off to the other back to his left, who was hit hard by the Cal defense out to the far sideline. That time it was off to Fenwick, who passed it over to Anthony Gold, the wide receiver. Tried to fake out this Cal defense, but a great tackle again to that far sideline. It was a solo tackle.
Looks like that was Noel Williams picking up the tackle. Beautiful open space, saving that touchdown right there, and it's 3rd and short.
Big time stop by the cornerback for Cal. 3rd and 1. This crowd has to get hyped.
In the pistol formation right now. Fenwick right behind. Oh, sorry, there's a fullback in there as well.
Tight end to block. Here comes Fenwick. Right in the heap once again.
It's a great stop by the defensive line, just all converging on that one spot, and it looks like the field goal unit's going to be coming out for Oregon State.
As they deliberate.
No, the offense will actually stay out on 4th and about 2 yards to the goal line. Martinez in the backfield, Yungalele under center.
Uyangoe. Play action. Finds a man in the end zone, and that's a touchdown for the Beavs. Jack Velling with the reception and points on the board first for the visiting team.
Defense committed run off the play action. Velling found himself wide open in the back of the end zone. That's an easy 6 for the Beavers. Keeping their perfect red zone streak alive.
That drive just looked too easy for the Oregon State Beavs. They'll line it up for an extra point. It's Atticus Sappington right through the uprights. 7-zip is your score. Cal up against the Oregon State Beavs here on your live source for Cal Sports, KALX Berkeley 90.7 FM. Back here live at California Memorial Stadium, Oregon State up 7-0, just like that. A couple minutes into this first quarter here, Kyle. It started with a turnover midfield by the Bears. The Oregon State Beavs capitalized. It was DJ Uyangale who led that drive, found Jack Belling in the end zone, his tight end, for a pass of 2 yards and 6 on the board. A successful off, a touchback once again. But California, they're usually all right on fourth down conversions, but their attempt right there cost them early on.
Yeah, I mean, you're at about 45-yard line, a little bit of no man's land, but I feel like you got your Pac-12 Special Teams Player of the Week, Lachlan Wilson, at punter. I think they could have just punted it away, given bad field position, and put the defense in a good spot, but they're here for the second try, and a big run up the middle right here by Jaden Ott.
Another spinning his way to the far sideline, turning on the Jets right in front of the student section. To the roar of the home crowd, brings it up to around the 50-yard line. And you're right there, Kyle. Jaden Ott just showing up big. Hurry up offense, off to Ott. Why not? Cutting over to his left. Brought this time behind the line of scrimmage.
Tried to cut that to the left side, but Oregon State sniffed that out easily. No gain on that play, and it'll bring second down.
That's the kind of energy boost you need if you are the Bears. 4 out wide, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. It's Fernando Mendoza in the shotgun formation. Flanking his left is Jaden Ott. Mendoza calls for it. Looks over to the middle, finds Endries in traffic, bringing it up to the first down marker.
Beautiful job there by Endries, just settling down on a little curl route right in the soft spot of the zone defense.
That's 10 yards out of that. Here comes Mendoza rolling over to his right, trying to flush out of the pocket. Low throw. Luckily, no Oregon State Beavers were there to catch it. The intended receiver was Monroe Young downfield. So just a bit of inaccuracy by Mendoza, but a tough throw at that, rolling over again to his right in motion. 7-0, ball on the 40-yard line. It's Mendoza calling for the snap. Off to Ott, fakes it over the middle, high ball. Did by Oregon State secondary. It was Jeremiah Hunter trying to snag that, but the ball was thrown too high. Good defensive effort by the Oregon State Beavs.
I think that was Jermod McCoy in the coverage right there. A little bit of contact, but not enough to call the flag, and already it's third down. Same situation as last drive.
3rd and 10. Mendoza in the gun. They hand it off to Ott, who goes straight up the middle, tries to break free, but brought down kind of have to scratch your head at that play call right there.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they're. I guess it looks like that not 4 down territory. They'll bring out Wilson this time to punt it away.
Yep.
Yeah, a little bit head scratching then why they would just run the ball right up the middle on 3rd and long.
At least some sort of creative play they could have gone for, but instead they tried to create a gap. Did not, though, tripped up. Here comes Wilson with the punt. Fair catch at the 10-yard marker or so by Oregon State. So 2 unsuccessful drives here early on by the California Golden Bears. The Oregon State Beavs looking to capitalize off of their opening score here on your live source for college sports, KALX Berkeley 90.7 FM. Welcome back to KALX Berkeley 90.7 FM. Ryan and Kyle here on call. Oregon State, number 15 in the nation, showing us why. 7-zip up against California, held them to 2 unsuccessful drives under the starting quarterback, Fernando Mendoza. DJ Uyongoe will be in the gun, starting from the 9-yard line of Oregon State. Uyongoe drops back. Oh, he tried to look for a receiver down to the left side, threw it along the left hash, but no one there.
Yeah, just looking for Damian Martinez coming out of the backfield. Errant pass right there, and 2nd down already.
Uncharacteristic by this former 5-star recruit coming out of high school. Uyongoe. If Cal Bear secondary or someone was there in that area, then that could have been disastrous for the Oregon State Beavs. But alas, just some miscommunication. Picked everyone out on that play. Uyongoe hands it off to his back. It's Fenwick tumbling forward for a gain of a couple of yards, but nothing too explosive. A gain of 2.
Good stuff by the defense right there. They had about 8 men in the box ready for the run play, and brings up 3rd and long. If they can get off the field here, should put the offense in pretty good field position.
This Cal defense normally holding teams to 26 points per game. So they normally put up 31 in a match. It's DJ Uyongoe.
Flags fly.
Oregon State may have moved a bit before the snap. Yep. False start call against Oregon State. So that'll bring them backwards. 3rd and 13 now.
This place was a little empty to start the game, but it's really filled up now. And on this 3rd down, Bear territory really getting loud here.
They've got it. Oregon State has to be wise here. 6 yards short of a potential safety. Leon Goy, right there at the 1 yard line from the snap, drops back. He's in the end zone, talks it back, finds a man wide open who catches it down the far sideline, but is well short of that first down marker. 3 yards short to be exact. It's Lumagia Hearns with the tackle.
Great open field tackle right when the ball got into that receiver's hands, preventing that first down, and looks like it should be a punt coming out.
Should be.
I'd be very surprised if the offense stayed out here. Yep, here comes the punt team.
They're actually 4 yards short of that first down marker in dangerous territory. The last play will be under review right there, as you heard it from the refs. So they'll look at it to see if he had any more gain from that catch. But 7-zip is your score. Oregon State, again, opening things up on their first drive with a score. As Cal defense has to stay steady. And the refs did stand with their initial call that it was a 4th down, 4 yards short of that first down marker. Comes Oregon State with the punt. It's Hunter at the 35-yard line. He'll cut to his left, almost tripped up. Makes 2 Oregon State Beavers miss, but is eventually brought down 2 yards short of the 45.
Solid field position here for the Cal Bears. Coming in at about the 42. They only got to go about 60 yards. We'll see if Mendoza and crew can make it happen, get some points on the board.
Here in this homecoming matchup, all the fans that have started to trickle in here at California Memorial Stadium. Let's see what the California Golden Bears can do on this 3rd drive and if they can get themselves on the board here on your live source for Cal Sports, KALX Berkeley 90.7 FM. Welcome back to California Memorial Stadium. 7-zip is your score. Oregon State up against the home team. It's a beautiful Saturday evening, 77 degrees out here with basically no wind.
Nice day. It was really hot earlier today, but it's definitely cooled down once the sun gone down. Hopefully this Bear offense can heat up.
On the field now, 1st and 10, ball on the 43-yard line 3 out wide, 2 to the right. Here comes Mendoza, handing it off to Ott. Ott trying to create some space for himself. Takes 2 Oregon State defenders, brought down at the 41-yard line.
Just getting gang tangled by some Oregon State Beavers right there. Again, trying to cut it to the outside. Offensive line not getting too much push against this stout run defense.
Looking for a passing play. Mendoza, first start of his career. Shotgun snap, looking over, has plenty of time. Cocks it back, finds Andrews in stride, cuts to the right. Andrews with the reception and a couple more yards to gain, moving the chains forward, and he is hyped up.
That was a beautiful deep crosser right there, getting right in between the linebacker and the safety. Mendoza finds him in stride, huge pickup.
Mendoza, play action, tries to flush out of the pocket, will scramble forward, up to the first yard marker, dives for it, off to the far sideline.
And doing it all right now.
Yep. Yeah, that'll move the chains forward all right. Ball on the 25-yard line, encroaching on Oregon State territory. Fernando Mendoza, 4 for 8, 24 yards. Passer rating of 75.
Isaiah Fonse in now behind Mendoza.
Got a couple backs flanking him. Some motion by Cal. Andrews right to left. Here comes Mendoza now. Pitches it off to his running back, who bumps his way and tumbles to the near sideline. That is number 25 for the Golden Bears, Javen Thomas, who's getting some snaps. Brings it up 2 yards. 2nd and 8, ball on the 23-yard line. Javen Thomas, not one of those lead backs for the California Golden Bears. They are led by Ott, Afonse, and Stredick, but great to see some snaps from the young fella.
Yeah, I believe Thomas is just a freshman, nicknamed the Jet for that speed. Try to get him in space right there, but here's Afonse. What a strong run.
A defender off to the left-hand side. Afonse showing his grit and tenacity right there. Brings it up to the 10-yard line or so. Isaiah Afonse, who has really led this running back core with Jaden Ott. The transfer from the Bobcats gets a big play right there. Jeremiah Hunter now with the reception. Cuts over to the right from the quick throw by Mendoza. Hunter will be stopped short of the 5-yard marker.
Good little bubble screen right there for Hunter. But going back to the Afonse run, he's only 5'9", but he's a strong runner. Kind of a little bit shades of Marshawn Lynch, if you would say. But, I mean, he's bouncing off tackles right there. Gets us into the red zone. And now second and goal from the 5-yard line for the Bears.
5 yards short of the goal line. Here comes Mendoza. Gets a motion. Hands it off to Afonse, who muscles his way through, spins forward, makes something out of nothing right there in the heap. It's a gain, I think, of 1 or 2.
This guy's strength is just remarkable. I mean, to have the 1-2 punch of the speed and the agility of Jaden Ott and just the pure power of Isaiah Afonse, it's a really good match.
Yep, 2-yard gain by Isaiah Afonse, the redshirt senior transfer. Mendoza under center. He's got Ott right behind him, rolls over to the left. From the backside, hunted down, brought down. Mendoza threw it off in time, but couldn't find anyone in the end zone. So now it is 4th and 3. What are the Bears going to do here? As the clock ticks down to mark the end of the first quarter here. The score still stands 7-0. California a couple yards short of that goal line, but they are on 4th down. So they'll either go for it or take the easy field goal. Make sure to stick around to see what they do next and if they can get themselves on the board here on KALX Berkeley 90.7 FM, your live source for Cal Sports. Was the Oregon State B, was number 15 in the nation, up against the California Golden Bears, 7-0 here in Cal's homecoming game. Reminiscent of Cal's season, which has been up and down so far. You know, Cal plays in a pretty powerful Pac-12 conference, at least this season, that looks the best it's been in a while. Of course, the Pac-12 dissolving after this season. Oregon State and Washington State, the two teams left behind in the Pac. But right now, as it stands, the Pac-12 has 6 total teams in the top 25. Cal played number 8 Washington in September. They have 5 straight games against teams currently ranked, starting with this one. They then visit Utah on the road. They then play USC, Oregon, and Washington State all at home. Kyle, my question for you, you put Cal in any other conference, you know, besides maybe the Big Ten or SEC, but even then, they're probably a better team than they are now playing up against all these top-ranked opponents. Is that parity within the scheduling of the Pac-12 part of their downfall as a conference?
I think it's a little bit of a mixed bag. You know, there's a swan song of the Pac-12 right now, really going out with a bang. But a lot of discourse online is really about how strong actually is the Pac-12. They're playing just against each other and kind of, I guess, like beating up on each other. For now, the field goal by Mateen Bagani right now.
Yep, 20-yard attempt right through the uprights, and he is 2 for 2 on the season for those field goal tries.
True freshman, looking good.
Perfect by the freshman.
But back to the Pac-12 talk, you know, it's a little bit funky to think about how Cal's offense and defense will translate into a different conference. You know, obviously, SEC, Big Ten, powerhouse conference, you wouldn't exactly predict that they'd be better in those conference, but something a little more tame, like the ACC that we're about to move into next year. It's really, I think it's also something you have to consider, like with the travel, how that's going to affect the student athletes on the field. But I mean, just purely talking about the Pac-12, they are really lighting it up this year. They got 2 or 3 Heisman candidates. They've got 3 teams in the top 10 with college football playoff aspirations. I mean, you're just living in this year as a final year of the Pac-12. It's really going out strong.
Going out strong here for the historic conference on the West Coast. Of course, Cal joining Stanford in the ACC starting next season. Again, Oregon State, Washington State left behind. But in some ways, if you're a fan of the Pac-12, you're kind of rooting for the Beavers and the Cougars just from kind of the wrongs that they've been in with all these teams leaving for greener pastures. Oregon State doing a great job of turning their program around. But we follow up from Mateen Bagani's field goal attempt that was good for 20 yards. 3-7 is your score now. That scoring drive from California took 9 plays, went down 54 yards in 3 minutes and 42 seconds. So both teams are in their respective huddles. We'll stick with it here at Memorial Stadium. Again, your score 3-7. Cal, 119 yards to show. The Oregon State's 64. Mendoza, I mean, how do you assess this couple of opening drives by the freshman here, Kyle? 7 for 12 so far.
I think all things considered, he's been pretty solid. You know, not doing anything too risky. You know, like you said, 7 for 12, 51 yards. He's found Jack Endries on a couple of nice plays across the middle, just trying to find his groove. And I think the Spav, the offensive coordinator, Wilcox, the head coach, they're putting him in solid positions to just kind of be a game manager. Try and let Jaden Ott and Isaiah Fonse do the heavy lifting in this offense, and he'll air it out when he needs to.
Yeah, now if you're wondering, what the heck happened to Sam Jackson V? What happened to Ben Finley? Absolutely nothing. They're just trying to change up this starting squad, giving some reps to the true freshmen, according to Cal Communications, just a couple minutes before kickoff. It's Oregon State opening up with a nice run from the kickoff. Is still on his feet, off to the near sideline, bumps his way forward past midfield, up near the 40-yard line of Cal, and that's Oregon State with an explosive run.
That was the wide receiver Silas Bolden on the return, just weaving through the Cal kickoff defense, but a flag flies, and not sure what it's for quite yet, but I mean, what a return right there by Bolden, giving the Beavers huge field position already on Cal's side of the field. We'll wait to see what the flag is here.
Bolden with a burst of speed back near the 20-yard line from that return.
Looks like that's Ryan McCulloch of the Cal Bears. Called for unnecessary roughness on that kickoff. So they'll move the Beavers up another 10 yards. Now starting at the 26-yard line.
Not a great look for the Bears here to open up this second quarter. This defense has to stay composed. They don't get a ton of penalties. Heading it left to right, it's Martinez falling forward for a gain of a couple yards. In right now, though, remarkably, is Aiden Chiles for the Oregon State, for the Oregon State Beavers, coming in for Uyangoe, the freshman quarterback. Curious decision right here for the Beavs. Maybe they just want to get some reps in for the freshman, just as Cal has done with Mendoza. 4 out wide. 1st and 10, ball on the 16-yard line, handing it off to Martinez, who is swallowed up by the California Golden Bear defense. That time it was number 44 for the Bears in the heap to get things done. Xavier Carlton, the outside linebacker, leading the defensive front.
Yeah, a little interesting to see Chiles out there at quarterback. I'm not exactly sure where Uyangalele is on the bench, so could possibly be getting checked out for something, but second down here for the Beavers.
False start by Cal. And that was a heavy shove by...
It's going to go on the left tackle, Joshua Gray, the false start.
Gets Oregon State, that is. So what I saw right there was California Golden Bears' offensive line jump, but as it turns out, it was the visiting team who was twitchy first. So it'll bring them backwards. 2nd and 15, loss of 5, ball on the 21-yard line. 3 out wide to the right. Another whistle blown. This time it's timeout. No penalty. Timeout called to pause things before Oregon State tries to capitalize on their 4-point lead. 7-3 is your score. Stick around to see if this California Golden Bears squad can keep this Oregon State Beavers from scoring. Here on your source for Cal Sports, KALX Berkeley 90.7 FM. Seven to 3 is your score. Oregon State nearly in red zone territory. Up 4 against the California Golden Bears. Ball is on the 21-yard line. 2nd and 15. It's Aiden Childs, number 0 for the Oregon State Beavs at the quarterback position. In the gun now. Play action. Finds a man in stride. Cutting right to left. Eventually brought down at the 10-yard line. And that time it's Anthony Gold with the reception.
The Bears in man coverage right there. Just wasn't able to get to Gold fast enough. It's an easy pickup to make it 3rd and 5, manageable for the Beavers.
Yeah, 5 yards short. Again, this Oregon State offense lethal in red zone territory. They're 16 and 16 now for games scored when in the red zone at least once. 14 of those, actually now 15, has resulted in touchdowns. A timeout will be called against the Oregon State Beavs, perhaps trying to psych out this California Golden Bears defense as they both head to the sidelines. We'll keep with it, though, as we already had a break not too long ago. 3rd and 5, your Oregon State. What are you doing next here, Kyle?
I think it looks like they might want to run it. They brought in their red zone halfback, Deshaun Fenwick. I mean, wherever Uyangalele is, he's not out there, so I'm not exactly sure if they want to throw this ball with Childs, but we'll see. It looked like before the timeout was called, they were going to line up in I formation with the fullback in front of Fenwick, so it's typically a run set, but now here they in the shotgun is Childs with Fenwick flanked to his left.
Yep. Let's see what this freshman quarterback could do. In the gun, takes the snap. Here comes Childs. Plenty of time. Airs one high, and he's got a receiver in the end zone for a touchdown, Oregon State. That's Silas Bolden, the junior wide receiver, finding an opening in the window on the left side of the end zone. 6 more on the board for Oregon State.
That was a nice corner out by Bolden there, just kind of getting behind the cornerback. Safety doesn't come over to cover that, and Childs fits it right into that corner. They blossom in already. He had his first career 100-yard game last week, gets a touchdown this week.
And if you recall, it was Bolden who rushed it up from the kickoff return up all the way to midfield around the 40-yard line from that past drive. Bolden with the legs, Bolden with the nice hands to bring Oregon State up 14-3. 11-point lead. The PAT was good by the Beavs. Cal working on the deficit. Hopefully they can get things back in order to keep this competitive with 12 minutes and 24 seconds left before the halftime break. You're listening to your live source for Cal Sports, KALX Berkeley 90.7 FM. Back from the timeout break, 14-3 is your score. The number 15 ranked team in the nation up against the California Golden Bears. They notched a touchdown off the 11-yard passing play from the newbie, Aiden Charles, up to Silas Bolden. 4 plays, 26 yards, 2 minutes, and 22 seconds on that scoring drive only for Oregon State. As they kick it off. Oh, they attempt the onside kick, and it's recovered by Cal, rushing up to the 20-yard line. And what was Oregon State thinking right there? The Bears now in the red zone already.
Trying to catch the Bears off guard, but it backfires horribly. Ryan McCulloch picks it up, returns it about 30 yards. Beautiful stuff position for the Bears right now. Already in the red zone. They got to capitalize here, get a touchdown. That was just, I don't know. I really don't know what Oregon State was thinking there.
Oregon State want to keep this competitive?
Feeling a little bad for Cal, you know. You want to make them feel good.
You're right. Ryan McCullough with a great instincts right there. It was an onside kick attempt by Atticus Sappington for the Oregon State Beavs. You scratch your head from that decision-making by Jonathan Smith, the head coach for the Oregon State Beavs. Cal, I mean, they've really got to score here. Some sort of touchdown as they are down 11. Again, they'll take a look at that. That's the play that stands as McCullough recovered it, brought it up to the 20-yard line. Play will stand. Couple of changes for Cal. As it's a pass over the middle, couldn't quite get a receiver wide open. Incomplete by Cal. And that was the Golden Bears' number 15, Fernando Mendoza.
Hit as he threw, just trying to find something short across the middle. Now they got trip bunch on the right side. Endry's moving right to left.
On the 19, looking to the right. Jeremiah Hunter catches it, cuts right to left, tumbles his way forward. A couple yards short of the 5-yard marker. A nice gain right there.
They'll go hurry up offense, try to catch this Beavers defense slacking.
8 yards short of the goal line. It's Jaden Ott now. Hit hard and brought to the floor. That was all by number 8 of the Oregon State defense, Sione Lolohea, who leads the team in tackles for loss at 6.5. Had another one right there, 2nd and 9, a loss of 1 yard from the Bears. Short of the goal line, though. No sticks are out. Here comes Mendoza. He'll keep scrambling over to the left, throws it to the ground as he's nearly sacked. And this California Golden Bear offense right now is in stall mode.
That was an interesting play right there. It looked like it was supposed to be a design run for Mendoza. He had his 2 wide receivers on the outside blocking for him, but he was still motioning as if he was going to throw it. Not sure if he was just trying to fake out the defense or if he was unsure of the play, but no gain there. Brings up 3rd and long.
No loss either. 9 short, bit indecisive. Mendoza now Third down, plenty of time, tries to flush the pocket. He'll throw underneath, has a man wide open who catches it and falls into the end zone. This time it's the California Golden Bears getting a touchdown from the reception. A throw by Mendoza over to Isaiah Ifanse.
That was a great play there by Mendoza. He got flushed out of the pocket, stepped up, good little jump pass to Ifanse, who bowls his way into the end zone. Great drive right there. They had great field position off the onside kick by Oregon State, and they capitalized, putting 6 on the board.
6 on the board, 7 if this PAT is successful by the Bears. They'll notch it through the uprights. Just like that, Mateen Begani, the freshman place kicker, now 4 for 4 on PATs. Flawless after taking over from Michael Luckhurst midway through the season. It was a 9-yard touchdown. Mendoza to Ifanse, 5 plays, 19 yards. Only took a minute to score for the California Golden Bears off that onside kick recovery from the home team. 9-14, 5 points short, almost, or 10-14, 4 points short before heading into this halftime break. I mean, what an explosive turn of events here, Kyle. I know we were questioning why Oregon State tried to fake out Cal. It was certainly a designed play at that.
Yeah, only thing I can think of is just trying to catch this Cal Bears defense sleeping. And I mean, if they did get that and they were able to score, that might have been a dagger there, but it backfires tremendously. Cal gets 7 on the board off of that. Mendoza, his first passing touchdown of his career. That's got to feel pretty good. He made some nice plays on that drive. Hopefully he's finding his groove and he's ready to lock in for the rest of this game.
The kickoff up to the 20-yard line. Returning it is Oregon State. Cutting over to left to right, off to the far sideline, finds some space. Once again, it's Oregon State with a nice rush off the kickoff return.
Cal tried a little pooch kick right there to get away from Bolden, but the defensive back, Akili Arnold, is able to still take that for another 20 yards there. So, I mean, this special teams has really got to pick it up right now. They can't keep giving the Beavers good field position.
138 yards to show for Cal to Oregon State's 95. Cal is holding Oregon State to 38 yards on the ground. Cal is up to 67. I believe that's Uwe Ongale who's checked in. Throws it down to the far
fumble
sideline. That is a fumble recovered by Cal now. They bring it up midfield. A turn of events once again. It was a successful reception, but a drop by number 7 of the Beavs. Silas Bolden with the fumble and the recovery by Cal.
We've been raving about Bolden all night, but that's a costly mistake right there. Coughing up the football at midfield. Patrick McMorris, the safety, picks it up, returns it a couple yards, and Cal again in Beaver territory off of a costly mistake by the Beavers. They're in great field position. Fernando Mendoza coming out once again. He could take the lead right here with about 11 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Wouldn't that be exciting? This Cal defense is first in the Pac-12, 4th in the nation for fumbles recovered. Now they are at 7. 4 out wide. It's Mendoza now. Has Endries motioning left to right. Off to Ont. Right down the middle. Burst of speed. Finds a gap. Turning on the Jets. Eventually brought down near the 30-yard line. And Jaden Ott getting things done once again. He is a reliable offensive centerpiece of this Cal Bears squad.
That's his 3rd huge run of the night, getting the Bears inside the 30-yard line this time.
Hurry up offense. Jaden Ott flanking Mendoza. Play action. Mendoza will keep turning on the Jets. Falls forward for a gain once again by the Bears. This team looks mature and steady right now.
They're very stoic. And, I mean, we talk about Sam Jackson being that running QB. Mendoza using his legs. This is now, I believe, his second or third
Hands
rushing
it off
game.
to Ott. Stutter step, jab step. Makes the defender miss up near the 5-yard line. 1 or 2 yards short of it. And Jaden Ott now putting the Bears in dangerous territory. Jaden Ott with the handoff this time. He's brought down before he can get any gain right there.
Going to pick up the first down, though. It's first and goal now from about the 7-yard line for the Bears.
Yep.
They're rolling.
He did get that first yard to gain. 6 yards short of the goal line. What is happening here in Berkeley? Mendoza, the starting quarterback, looking like a steady QB1. The signal caller off the shotgun snap, hands it off to Afonso, trying to find some room, and he bumped his way up to, again, the 5-yard line or so.
I like the patience Afonso had right there, just kind of chilled out behind the offensive line, waiting for a push. Nothing really materialized there, but still was able to fall forward for about a yard.
As Davis will head to the sidelines. Isaiah Afonso with Stredick both flanking Mendoza. 3 out wide to the left. Endries motions left to right to block. Hands it off to his back. Cuts over to the right. Trying to muscle his way forward. This time he's a yard short, but a great run nevertheless. This time by Javion Thomas, who has checked in for the Bears.
Yeah, Javion Thomas, known for his speed, but he put his head down, trucked the defender right there, was able to pick up another yard right there. And now it's 3rd and short.
He'll head to the sidelines, as does Monroe Young. 1 yard short, 3rd and 1. It's Mendoza, tight formation, lots in the box. Here comes Afonso, who strolls his way to the end zone. Touchdown, Bears.
Completely untouched. Beautiful blocking, stealing off that right side for Afonso. Bears take the lead.
Bears take the lead against the number 15 ranked school in the nation. 16-14, can bring it up by a field goal if Bagandi makes this PAT. But wow, what a drive and a takeaway from both units. The defense leads to the offense. Bagani kicks it through right down the middle. Plenty of height with it. And he's been flawless now. 5 for 5 on PATs. Here with the California Golden Bears up by 3, Kyle. Can you believe it?
I won't lie, Ryan. Things were looking pretty bleak about maybe 5 minutes ago in game clock when it was 14-3, the Beavs leading. But costly mistake on the onside kick attempt by the Beavers led to 7. A fumble by the wide receiver Bolden at the midfield led to another 7. And now Cal is up 17-14. Fernando Mendoza in his first start has looked magnificent, honestly. He's using his legs, moving around in and out of the pocket. He's finding his guys across the middle of the field. He's making things work. The running game supporting him. Jaden Ott, Isaiah Afonso getting the job done.
Well, Isaiah Afonso has been a steady transfer for the Golden Bears. He had 3 rushing touchdowns with the Montana State Bobcats for the Cal squad, but Isaiah Afonso becoming a very, very reliable second option.
Yeah, you know, Afonso, he's a 6th year. He's been through it all in college at Montana State. And as much as we rave about Jaden Ott, his talent, you know, he's still a sophomore. He's still a youngin'. He's only 20 years old, I think. So having that veteran presence behind him in Isaiah Afonso and such a powerful back behind him, it's really a good way to spell Jaden Ott. It's a good way to keep him, you know, relatively healthy. You run at Afonso in the red zone where he's much more effective. Really leads to some success as we're seeing here tonight.
Now get this, Oregon State heading into this ball game, number 4 rush defense in the nation. We mentioned it earlier to start things off. They allow just 67 yards ground per game. How many yards are the California Golden Bears at right now on the ground? They're at 116. Just breaking through the statistics.
It's amazing. This offensive line getting some good blocks, and the running backs just making plays happen. They're averaging almost 7 yards a carry tonight. And Fernando Mendoza also putting in work too. He's got 2 carries for 22 yards.
Yeah, Mendoza has been excellent in his career debut with Cal. 9 for 16, 71 yards, 1 touchdown to show now off that pass earlier in this ball game, or in this second quarter, rather.
I do wonder if, he was the only QB in that quarterback room with experience with Cal. He was here last year as where he redshirted a squib kick.
Squib it.
They're really trying to prevent these long returns.
Yeah, they catch it up high. This time it's caught by the big fellow of Oregon State, who's brought down before the 25-yard marker. So around the 23 or 24-yard line, it'll be spotted.
Looks like quarterback DJ Uyangalele's back out there. Reports that we've heard is that Oregon State, they predetermined a set of snaps for their backup, Aiden Childs, to get play. He had 5 snaps in high leverage situations last week. He had a few snaps on the last drive, or the 2 drives ago for Oregon State, but now it's back to DJ behind center.
DJ handed off this time to Martinez. Trying to go straight through the A gap. Falls up to the 30-yard line for a nice gain of 6. Ball spotted at the 31-yard line to be exact. Last season, Oregon State 10-3 overall, 6-3 in the Pac-12, finished number 17 in the nation. Right now, they are ranked number 15, but you'd have to think that they're going to fall down in the rankings if Cal can pull off an upset right here at home. Uyangoy handing it off once again. Martinez this time finds some space by his own line. An explosive run up to the 45-yard line, moving the chains forward once again for the Bees.
That was some elite speed right there, just sprinting through the tackles, gets across midfield. That's really something that the Bears have got to be wary of, because you do not want this run offense to be able to get itself going and open up the field for DJ.
So Oregon State trying to respond by this spark by the California Golden Bears, Uyangalele.
Little trick play right here. DJ
throws
hits
it
throws.
downfield to the tight end, to the near sideline, caught near the 20-yard line. Eventually falls out of bounds, but moves the chains forward yet again. Jack Belling with the reception, who had the reception in the end zone to open up this ball game.
Yeah, Oregon State doing a little trickery right there. Handing it off to the running back, flipped it to the wide receiver, and then flicked it back to DJ. Finds an open man down the sideline. And now the Beavers in the red zone once again. We'll see if they continue their perfect streak of converting.
Uyangalele in the gun now. 3 out wide. Ball's on the left hash. Here in this second quarter. Ball on the 19-yard line. In traffic, caught once again in the slants. It's Anthony Gold right there, covered by Lumagia Hearns, who brought him down before anything more dangerous than that completion.
This has been a little bit of a theme in the past couple of weeks. Teams kind of going after Lumagia Hearns. He's been holding up all right tonight, letting him.
Ironclad defense. It's Xavier Carlton with the tackle and celebration after.
Ricky Carrera also in on that stop. 3rd down and short right here. You can keep the lead, or at least force Oregon State into a field goal to tie this game if you're able to get this 3rd down stop.
Carlton leads the outside linebacker unit with 12 tackles heading into this ball game. 3rd and 3. Off to the races, but Oregon State, will they get it?
It was a designed run for DJ. Decisions to be made right now for Oregon State if they want to go for this. It looks like the offense is going to stay out there for now. We'll see if they'll actually go for it, or maybe just trying to draw Cal off sides.
Now, this would be a huge stop for this California Golden Bears defense. Again, one of the best teams in the nation when they're in the red zone. Most of their attempts lead to touchdown for Oregon State.
DJ keeps it.
He keeps it, and he'll get it. Gets the 1st down. It looked like a fake, and he faked the handoff to Martinez. But then Martinez ended up blocking for Uyangalele.
Yeah.
As some jeers are from the stands.
Crowd not really liking that ball placement, but I mean, we're halfway into the second quarter, it was looking a little empty to start this game, but it's really filled up now. They were loud on that third down, that fourth down. It's great to see Bear Territory out here in force.
One out wide to the left, now two. Handing it off to Martinez, who finds some space, brings it up 3 yards shy of the goal line. So nice run right there.
Oregon State, again, they like pounding the ball, especially in the trenches right here. They can get their O-line to get a good push. They're all veterans on that offensive line. Little hand slapping between a Cal defensive player and an Oregon State offensive lineman. But, first and goal from the 3 or the 4 right here. We'll see if Cal can stop the Beavers from punching it in.
Yep, 2nd and 3. Louis Angele underneath, handing it off, trying to bump his way through, spinning, stopped short of the goal line once again. Good defensive effort. It was a handoff over to number 1, Deshaun Fenwick, that is.
Brings up 3rd and short. Again, last drive the first drive where they scored the touchdown, they did go for it on 4th and goal from the 1. So we'll see if this is still 4-down territory, but first you got to stop them on 3rd down. Got a heavy set fullback in, 2 tight ends.
Lots in the box. Here comes Fenwick. Stuffed by the Bears.
Jackson Sermon coming flying down, gets that tackle. 4th down, another decision to be made by Oregon State. They've been having to make a lot of these high-risk decisions.
And the back cannot push through. This California Golden Bears defense is elite. They are the real deal. They lead in a bunch of statistical categories. It is now 4th and 3. Oregon State has to make a decision right here.
Timeout was called here by Cal, likely wanting to get the right personnel on the field. Although I'm not exactly sure if you want to give Oregon State this much time to think about their decision. Do see the long snapper and the holder warming up. So, nope, it'll be the offense staying out on the field.
Yep. If you're the Oregon State Beavers, you can't let this scoreboard shake you up. You are very successful when you're below 20 yards short of the goal line. You got to really show out.
And this place is roaring Bear territory.
And not just settle with a tie ball game. 17-14. The crowd, you can hear it. It looks to the right. Throws one high in a window and caught in the end zone, falling to the ground.
I think that's Jack Belling again for his 2nd touchdown of the game.
Number 88 for the Beavs with a high rainbow arc. The ball was thrown for him to run towards it forward. And the Oregon State Beavs now up against the Bears by 3. Can be 4 with a PAT. And now this ball game's going back and forth, as the PAT will be notched through by number 36, Atticus Sappington. He is 24 for 24 on PATs.
That play kind of similar to the first drive where they knew that Cal defense was going to commit to that run. They had DJ fake it, and Jack Belling rolling out to the right side, found himself in a one-on-one. DJ was able to float that in nicely to him. But for Cal, you gotta respond here. I mean, this is true adversity right here for Fernando Mendoza. You got to be able to respond.
Yep. We're a couple minutes away from the halftime break. Down by 4, the California Golden Bears are. So look to keep Mendoza on the field for sure, as he's been pretty solid for the 71 yards, 1 touchdown to show. Total yards, Oregon State at 188, Cal at 187, 116 of those total yards coming from the ground. It's been a triage of running backs getting things done for the Bears, namely Ott, Afonso, Stredick.
It's another
And
touchback there from Maven Anderson. So starting at the 25, Fernando Mendoza in a 2-minute drill with 2 timeouts. Can he get at least into field goal range?
What can the young freshman do? Fernando Mendoza having himself a ball game so far. He is in the shotgun snap. 4 out wide, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Flanking him is Jaden Ott. Motion from the tight end.
Big blitz.
Mendoza dumps it off to Ott just in time before the sack. Big rush by the Beach.
May have been better for Ott just to drop that ball. I mean, the clock continues to run then. And loss of 3 on that play. Oregon State brought a huge blitz. We'll see if they dial it up again.
Yes, because they did lose 3 even from that passing play and check down by Mendoza to Ott. You're right, Kyle. Clock keeps ticking. 2nd and 13.
Bears a little slow with it. I don't know if they're really pushing this tempo.
They do not want to turn this ball over. Off to Ott, who finds some space.
Yet another chunk gain from Jaden Ott right there.
Yeah, he's pretty explosive with that. A yard short of the first down marker, 3rd and 1. You got to hand it off to Ott once again, and they do. Up the middle, trying to find an opening, but he is stopped well short of it.
D-line of Oregon State just forcefully pushing back the Cal line. Looks like on this 4th and 2, they'll be staying. The offense will be staying out there.
Yeah, loss of 1 yard, or they'll keep the ball until the clock keeps ticking down. We're at 32 seconds now. 4th and 2, ball on the 33-yard line before the halftime break. 17-21 is your score.
Looks like they're just going to let this clock run down to. It'll leave about 15 seconds on the game clock, and they'll likely punt it away. Leave little time for Oregon State to do anything.
Called by the Bears. Stoppage. So an interesting drive ensuing for the Bears right now. Oregon State up by 4 against the Bears. I mean, Kyle, if you told me that the Bears would be within 4 against the number 15 ranked team in the nation, I'd think you're calling a bluff.
I mean, if I told you they were within 4, or if you told me they were within 4, I would have thought it was 7-3, a defensive battle. But it's 21-17 right now. A surprising offensive showing from Cal, especially with a new quarterback. But it's looking good. This solid first half showing.
Yeah, 4th and 2, they'll punch it away. Lachlan Wilson with a high ball. Up near the 20-yard line. Fair catch by Oregon State. So 8 seconds left on that clock. Oregon State likely going to take a knee. Louis Ongalale, 8 for 9 on his pass attempts, 89 yards, 2 touchdowns to show. Both touchdowns thrown to his tight end into the end zone by Jack Velling, that is.
He's had a solid showing, but Cal defense keeping everything in front of them, not letting too many long balls beat them, so they're keeping it manageable.
Louis Ongalale will take the knee to send this one over to the halftime break. 17-21. Cal only down by 4. Took a lead from 2 takeaways in the second quarter. Oregon State rolling on back. They have 188 yards to show to Cal's 196. For this halftime break, we'll send it over to the studio live. It's Charles, Floyd, Ryan, and Kyle checking out for now. But make sure to stick around for some more Saturday night action here at Memorial Stadium. Again, 17-21 is your score. We'll be back in 20 minutes.
All right. From the basement of the Social Sciences building here at the University of California, Berkeley, this is Charles Floyd with your halftime show. Currently, the number 15 ranked Oregon State Beavers lead the California 1-17. The Oregon State Beavers leading passer so far has been DJ Uyunglele, who's gone 8 for 9 for 89 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. Backed up by Aiden Childs, who's gone 2 for 2 for 21 yards and a touchdown. Leading the rushing attack for the Beavers is Damian Martinez with 9 carries for 55 yards with a longest carry of 24. And receiving the ball has been Anthony Gold with 4 catches and 34 yards. Jack Velling with 3 catches for 31 yards and 2 touchdowns, including a 26-yard catch. And Silas Bolden with 2 catches for 29 yards and a touchdown. For the Bears, the home team, throwing the ball has been Fernando Mendoza, making his first career start for the Bears, going 10 for 17 for 68 yards, 1 touchdown, and 0 interceptions. Leading the Bears rushing attack, as usual, has been Jaden Ott, carrying the ball 12 times for 84 yards with a longest rush of 24. And behind him has been the quarterback, Fernando Mendoza, with 2 carries for 22 yards, 11 yards apiece. And Isaiah Ifanse carrying the ball 4 times for 19 yards and a touchdown. Catching the ball for California has been Jack Endries with 2 catches for 32 yards with a longest of 21. And behind him with Isaiah Ifanse, who has scored the other touchdown for California so far on a 9-yard grab. Elsewhere in the Pac-12 this week, we have Arizona Wildcats currently leading the number 9 ranked USC Trojans 17-0 early in the second quarter. It's an upset brewing there if they can keep it up. As for games that have concluded, we have UCLA winning 25-17 over the number 13 ranked Washington State Cougars. And Colorado, led by 4-2, now moving over to where Cal will be starting next year alongside Stanford. We got currently live Georgia Tech trying to make their comeback against number 17 Miami, down 20-17 with just 10 seconds to go. And it looks like they've just scored. Georgia Tech looks like they've just come back and won the game, barring a miracle from Miami. Wow, there's you some live commentary from the studio. Elsewhere in the ACC, we have number 25 Louisville beating number 10 Notre Dame 33-20 at home. And we've got FSU, number 5 ranked, beating Virginia Tech Hokies 39-17. We also have number 14, the UNC Tar Heels over Syracuse 40-7. Boston College goes to West Point and beats Army 27-24. Virginia gets their first win of the season over William and Mary 27-13. The NC State Wolfpack wins a shootout over Marshall 48-41. And Clemson improves to 4-2 with a 17-12 win over Wake Forest. Later tonight, stay tuned to hear KALX Live, featuring a new band called Sleep Bomb. They'll be keeping you guys in the Halloween spirit, or getting you in the Halloween spirit this October with some cinematic horror-themed music. And I'd like to thank everyone for listening to KALX Berkeley 90.7 FM. Oh, right before we go back live, back to California Memorial Stadium for the second half of today's game, we'd like to remind you that yesterday was World College Radio Day, and today is Cal's homecoming. So if you enjoy any aspect of KALX, such as our music, our news, our sports, or just anything about Berkeley in general, we highly encourage you to donate. Go to kalx.berkeley.edu and click on that big green button at the top. It says donate online here. That is kalx.berkeley.edu.
Welcome back from the halftime break. California Golden Bears down by 4 against the number 15 Oregon State Beavers. Ryan and Kyle back on the mic. Thank you to Charles for taking over for halftime and making us sound good all night long in this homecoming matchup for the California Golden Bears. So they'll kick it off as Oregon State won the coin toss to open things up. They deferred to Cal, so the Bears will return the favor as Begani drops it back near the end zone. They pick it up. It was a good kick, running on his feet, still cutting up this Bears defense up to the 49-yard line. The Oregon State Beavs yet again creating some gaps and pushing it through. It was number 7 for the Beavs, Silas Bolden, with the return.
Another great return from Bolden right there. And once again, the Beavers, great field position, exactly at midfield, 50 yards to go. Here's DJ Uwangalele.
Uwangalele under center. Gets some motion by Gold up to the left. Fake handoff, play action up to his tight end, who rolls his way to the 45-yard line before getting tripped up.
It's good coverage downfield by the Bears secondary. Had everyone covered. Little check down from DJ to pick up 5.
Second and 4, gain of 6, ball on the 44-yard line. Uwangalele underneath. Handing it off to Martinez, right to left, through the A gap. Gets the first down and a bit more.
Nice hole created there by the left side of that offensive line. Martinez just kind of knifing his way through. Picks up the first. Kind of picking up where they left off this Oregon State defense. Outside of those costly mistakes, the fumble and the onside kick, they were looking pretty good in that first half.
Yeah, it's just been mishaps and errors, really, by Oregon State, though their offense has been in control all game long. Uangalale flips it out to the far sideline in stride, running to the end zone, and a touchdown, Josiah Irish.
Creative play call right there. Looked like it was going to be a screen pass, and that person was going to be blocking, but then instead of blocking, he just sprints up the field, gets by the entire secondary, be able to get into that end zone super quickly.
Yeah, just carving up this Bears defense. They don't give up any explosive plays, but this time their lapse in coverage will cost them. All of a sudden, not so competitive. 28-17. The PAT is good here at home. Cal will have to climb back against the Beavs here on your live source for Cal Sports, KALX Berkeley 90.7 FM. So a quick drive out of the halftime break that results in a touchdown. Oregon State up 28-17. The Cal defense just collapsing in on itself, as though it get the touchback. But right there, I mean, what happened, Kyle, that led to this Cal demise here to open things up?
Yeah, so as I said earlier, it looks like they were setting up a little bubble screen out there on the outside for the receiver. Irish, it looked like he was about to block for the screen, but instead of blocking, he just took off down the sideline, got right behind the corner, got right behind the safety, was able to run right into the end zone for the touchdown.
Let's see how the Bears will respond if they do. 17-28, ball on the 25-yard line from the touchback. Flanked by Ott. Takes the handoff, slings it over to the right side. This time it's caught to the far sideline.
Looks like by Taj Davis, number 9. Another good timing throw, just trying to get Mendoza into rhythm with these receivers. Little short curls, hitches, slants, nothing too hard for him.
6-yard throw. Off to Ott now. Ott. Juke move. Scrambles over to the right side, eventually brought down. 3rd and 3. On the 32-yard marker now.
If you're the Cal Bears, you got to respond here. Pick up this first down, keep it moving.
Bit
Can't
of
fall
motion
behind.
By Endries. Here comes Mendoza. Quick trigger thrown over to Davis out to the far sideline, and he'll get the first down. It was a nice gain of around 3 yards.
It's a nice throw by Mendoza. Had a little bit of zip on it, getting to Davis. Fit it into a nice window.
Mendoza, plenty of time. Flushes out of the pocket, though. He'll keep it. Trying to hurdle over. Eventually gets knocked out of bounds. But a nice pickup of 5 yards by the quarterback.
And he was using his legs well tonight.
And Fernando Mendoza looking very steady here all night long. Not giving up any big plays. 4 out wide, motion. Left to right from Endries. Afonso, burst of speed, finds a crease, eventually tackled at the 35-yard line. But what a run by the former Bobcat.
These rushing plays for the Cal Bears have been their lifeline tonight. When they're in the middle of the field, they break one out. Whether it's Jaden Ott, this time it was Isaiah Afonso.
Hurry up offense. It's characteristic of the Bears. It's Afonso once again, who's tripped up, falls forward, face down.
It's actually Ashton Stredick right there taking the handoff.
Who checks in for Afonso. Ball on the 30-yard line. Mendoza slings it out to Taj Davis in the flats. Davis now still on his feet. Eventually brought down before the 15-yard marker. So they'll be on Oregon State 16 or 17, that is.
He was weaving through the defenders right there. Made a guy miss with a nice little juke move. Looks like Mendoza's really liking Taj Davis as a receiver.
It's these nice short chunk plays by the Bears.
Flag flies.
Thrown. Over the middle, incomplete. Let's see what the refs will call. As you're right, some yellow flags thrown amidst the play.
Got an illegal formation call on the Bears. That'll push them back 5, make it 1st and 15 from the 22, just outside of the red zone. But they're knocking on the door of scoring here, and if they can respond, turn it back into a nice ball game.
Yep, that is a tough stop from the Bears. Sort of an implosion. 1st and 15, ball on the 22-yard marker. Shotgun snap, plenty of time. Rolling over to the right this time. Finds Taj Davis, who falls forward to catch it and pull it in. A couple yards short of the first down marker. A nice completion. And you're calling it right now, Kyle. Taj Davis looking like that designated receiver for Fernando. Handing it off to the running back, who falls forward up to the 5-yard line. A nice game right there for the Bears.
That was Isaiah Afonso once again in the red zone, picking up big yardage for the first down.
5 yards short of the goal line. Motion by the tight end up to the running back, who bullies his way forward to the end zone. Locomotive for a touchdown. Isaiah Afonso with his second rushing touchdown here tonight. 23-28. The Bears only down by 5 now.
What a play. Afonso just lowering his head, going right in between the tackles. Attack from the defenders and just pushing through them into the end zone. Beautiful run. Once again, that power from Afonso is just on a different level.
Jaden Ott had a comparable type of rushing touchdown against Auburn not too long ago. Isaiah Afonso has really broken out as this red zone scorer in this running back core. Again, 23-28. Pagani now will set up this PAT, but a 5-yard rush by Isaiah Afonse. 10 plays, 75 yards. Took the California Golden Bears 3 minutes and 40 seconds. And they respond accordingly with another PAT conversion. Talking about the special teams, too. I mean, the new place kicker for the Bears, Mateen Pagani, the freshman, coming in big, flawless on his field goal attempts and his PATs. Coming in mid-season, had his season debut against Arizona State after Luckhurst's downfalls. But the Bears down by 4, led far and away by Isaiah Afonse. Make sure to stick around as Oregon State's turn is up. 24-28 here on your live source for Cal Sports, KALX Berkeley 90.7 FM. What a ball game we have right here, 28-23. California only down by 5, cutting into 10 minutes in this third quarter. Isaiah Afonse with a 5-yard scramble and a touchdown, his third on the night. 2 rushing touchdowns. He had the reception. Talk about his excellence here, Kyle.
I mean, he's been great. You know, we've been raving about all night about his powerful running style, and it's really shown today. He had some big chunk runs using both his speed and his power, and then in the red zone, he's just kind of like a wrecking ball down there, you know, bowling through defenders, got himself open on the passing play from Fernando Mendoza. It's been great to see. Defense has to respond here, though. They got to lock up.
Yeah, Isaiah Afonse's running style is just somewhat of a joy to watch if you're just a fan of football. I mean, really muscles his way through, takes the contact.
Really gets you hyped. You see him hit a defender back, that gets you out of your seat.
He's been explosive. Martinez now with the carry. As Cal squibbed it over.
Yeah, really scared of that kickoff for good reason. I mean, Bolden has been deadly on the returns today, so just cutting their losses, letting the Beavers start at the 30, better than starting at the 50.
Ball on the 39-yard line to be exact. 2nd and 5. Here comes Louis Angale. Plenty of time. Plants his feet, sends one deep. He's got a man wide open who's brought down, but gets the first down now up to the 48-yard line or so of the Bears.
That was Josiah Irish, the one who caught the touchdown the last drive. Did a nice job filling the space that was vacated by the defensive back of Cal, who came in on a late blitz. So Uangalele finding the open man for a nice pickup of first down.
So Ui Ongalale is now 11 for 12 in passing attempts. He fakes the handoff, throws a high spiral out to the right side, the near sideline to be exact. Tight coverage by the Bears' secondary, not giving up that explosive play, running down and tiptoeing to the near sideline was number 13 for OSU, Josiah Irish, who just had the reception.
Yeah, looking for that big play. Just a tad bit overthrown. Irish had maybe half a step on the safety McMorris, but no gain there. It's second down.
Second ball on the 46, 4-point shot. The Bears are. Some motion. Handing it off down the middle. And stuffed by the Bears' defense is Deshaun Fenwick.
Great play by the Bears. Defensive line and the linebackers all just converging. Make that tackle. Brings up third and long. You get a stop here. You get the ball back with the ability to take the lead. So huge play right here. California Memorial Stadium getting loud for the Bears.
Yeah, it was Ricky Correa with that tackle not too long ago. 3rd and 10, ball on the 46. Under 8 minutes left in this third quarter. Here comes Ui Ongale. Sends a high rainbow arc to his receiver, who catches it and pulls it down. Steps out of bounds. A great connection to Anthony Gold near the 25-yard line.
What a throw there by Uiagalelei. Just as Ryan said, a rainbow. Just dropped it right into the breadbasket of Gold's hands. Gold had a nice route. Gets right in between the little pocket between the safety and the defensive back. They're knocking on the door again of a score.
Anthony Gold with the Midas touch. Ui Ongale in the gun now. Flanked by Fenwick. Pitches it over to him on the left-hand side. Finds a gap on his feet. Tumbles his way forward.
That might have been a
nice gain.
That might have been a touchdown-saving ankle tackle by Jackson Sermon right there.
And he'll get the first down nevertheless, though. Jackson Sermon gets to it a tad bit late. 1st and 10, ball on the 13-yard line.
Once again in the red zone. We've been saying it all night. They're perfect in converting their red zone trips into scores. Cal defense has got to get a stop here.
Ui Ongale hands it off this time to his running back once again. Bumps his way forward. Not much of a gain. It's Deshaun Fenwick with the carry. And now Fenwick racking up the mileage. 8 attempts, over 29 yards. His biggest rush was 11.
Again, the Beavers, they like using Fenwick in the red zone compared to their lead back Martinez and the rest of the field. Right now, the Beavers in I formation, they got 2 receivers out to the right side. A fullback in front of, looks like Fenwick gets the handoff.
Galilei will hand it off. Yep. And pretty much the same play, same result. Not much of a gain. 2nd and 7. Now it turns into 3rd down. A gain of 3, actually, that time. So probably a bit more than I initially thought.
It's a big play right here. If you can stop them on this 3rd down, likely force a field goal, keep this a 1-score game. Got to be ready for either the rush or the pass.
Ball on the 7-yard line, 3rd and 4. Clock keeps ticking, 5:50 left in this third quarter. Tight formation. Play action. Ui Ongale finds his tight end in time. Off to the right side. Caught near the 1-yard line and strolls his way to the end zone. Touchdown, Oregon State. Once again, it's Jack Belling racking up the touchdowns. You got Isaiah Afonso with 3 touchdowns to show. Well, so does Jack Belling.
Got the triple hat trick for either side. once again, another play action from the Beavers, kind of baiting that defense to come in and predicting the run. Velling just kind of scooting out to the flat, finds himself open for the touchdown.
Through the uprights once again. Both kickers have been pretty flawless here tonight. 24-35, Cal once again trailing, and will have to respond accordingly before we head into the fourth quarter here live on your live source for Cal Sports, KALX Berkeley 90.7 FM.
너의 마음이 나를 잊고 있었던 나의 감정이어도 지내 펼쳐져 있던 희망이 나를 불러 그 발에 숨붙은 비의 안에 허무한 속에 꺾여병이 들이들과 영원한 속에 묻혀 병이만
24-35, Oregon State, the number 15 ranked Beavers, up big against the Bears. Every time the Bears come climbing back, the Beavs try and seal it. We'll see what Cal can do right here with 5:40 left in this third quarter. Another touchback. The ball will be brought up to the 25-yard line. But DJ Uangalale, 13 for 15, 177 yards, 4 touchdowns to show so far. He's had a great story. 5-star recruit coming out of high school at St. John Bosco. Was drafted by the Dodgers, remarkably. Committed to Clemson, didn't get much playing time, transferred to Oregon State, and is having success here, as is Isaiah Afonso, who bumps his way forward, is still on his feet. A bit of confusion right there. They thought he was down. Let's see what they call it as he strolls his way to the end zone. The ruling is that he was down near the 40-yard line or so. The jeers from the crowd as they wanted to see an easy touchdown right there. Let's see in slow motion. Yep, he fell forward.
Looks like his
on his tush, yeah.
Yeah, it did fall to the ground, but I mean, I didn't really hear a whistle when it first happened, so that was a little bit confusing, but they will mark him down. Gain of about, looks like 9, looks like. Solid gain anyways.
2nd and 1. Off to Afonso again. Why not? Stutter step. Can't miss the defender. This time actually in for Afonso now is Strenick.
Haven't seen Jaden Ott handle the rock in a little while. Wonder if there's possibly something up with him or they're just trying to give him some rest right now.
Play action. Mendoza throws it high up. A bit too high this time. to no man's land, looking for Jack Endries down the near sideline. Incomplete.
I think maybe if he had let that ball go maybe half a second later, Andrews might have been able to get the step on the defensive back to find that opening, but as it was, just a little too high for Andrews.
Swinging it out to Jeremiah Hunter, who's brought down behind the line of scrimmage. A tackle for loss by Oregon, and this defense is looking stout here.
That was an amazing tackle by the safety, Katan Oladapo. They're all Pac-12 first-teamer from last year. Made a nice play there for a tackle for loss. 3rd and 13 now.
Also a team captain for this defense. 3rd and 13. 4 out wide. Ball is on the right hash. Clock keeps ticking, under 4:20 left in this third quarter. It's Mendoza, flanked by back.
Blitz coming.
Plants his feet, dials it up, looks for Andries, who has a lid right on him. A great defensive coverage and block by, you mentioned him, Oladapo, with a stop.
Yeah, Mendoza was also throwing in the face of pressure right there. Beavers bring in a late blitz, forcing the punt.
It was a good idea in theory. Number 87, Jack Andrews.
Flag flies for a roughing the punter.
That's a rare call right there.
And Lachlan Wilson looks a little shaken up. He got hit in his left leg by the Oregon State Beavers special teams defense.
He limps his way to the sideline. Yep, foul. Yeah, foul against Oregon State right there. Lachlan Wilson roughed up.
That's an automatic first down for the Bears, so they'll get the ball back.
That's big.
A second chance at this drive.
And that's why plays like that are uncharacteristic. It just coughs it up to the opposing team with ease.
And that's the second special teams error we've seen tonight from the Beavs. First, that onside kick in the second quarter. Now this roughing the punter, roughing the kicker penalty. Puts the Bears at midfield with a fresh set of downs.
3 out wide to the right. Ball is on the right hash. Handing it off. And to juke move his way forward, but cannot fake out the Oregon State defense.
A little scrum going on here.
Yep. Some words are exchanged between Monroe Young and Oregon State.
The refs break it up quickly. Ifanze still flanking Mendoza in the backfield. Once again, Ott nowhere to be found on the field in the last few plays now.
We'll give it to the hot hand, right? Isaiah Ifanze with 3 touchdowns to show here tonight. 2 coming from the ground. Empty set. None in the backfield. Fernando Mendoza drops it down to Monroe Young, who leaps his way out of bounds. Caught near the 50-yard line. Scrambled up to the 45. Monroe Young with his first reception here tonight.
It's a good throw from Fernando Mendoza. And we got another roughing penalty. This time roughing the passer.
This defense, penalty after penalty. Moving the chains forward.
Instead of 3rd and short from the 45, it's now 1st and 10 from the 30 of Oregon State. Penalties helping out the Bears on this drive, giving them a shot at putting points on the board.
Yeah, if you're Trent Bray, the DC for Oregon State, you are not happy right now. Potential targeting, and that's a big call. Yeah, it's signaled against the Oregon State Beavs. Targeting leading to an automatic suspension in this game for whoever it's called against. Nevertheless, the Bears are safe. They're at the 30-yard line. It's 1st and 10. They can take their time, and there's still 15 minutes left after the end of this quarter. 2:58 left on the clock.
Interestingly enough, this is not Oregon State's first case of targeting this year. Just last week, their defensive tackle James Rawls and their middle linebacker Calvin Hart Jr. They got called for targeting last week. They were ineligible for the first half of this game. So if this gets called targeting, that's a third player in 2 weeks to be called for targeting on this Oregon State team.
So I believe they're looking at the defensive tackle. Okay, so number 10, that was Andrew Chatfield Jr. Yep, they were looking at the tackle who ran up to Mendoza trying to get a sack. Didn't get it, but nor is he suspended from this ball game. Chatfield Jr., that could have been a big loss for Oregon State. He's on the Senior Bowl watch list, and he leads the team in sacks at 3 this season.
Looks like there's a timeout now here by one of the teams, or perhaps the officials continuing to talk it over.
Yeah. Nevertheless, 24-35. Oregon State 303, Cal to 291 right now. But Fernando Mendoza, I mean, he has really come out big for this California Bears squad. We talked about Isaiah Ifanse, but the one kind of dark horse that we've never seen before has been Mendoza. And we talked about, who needs to have a breakout game. It's been Ifanse, and it's been the new starting quarterback, Kyle, that you mentioned early on. 16 for 25, 106 yards, 1 touchdown. I know the game hasn't ended yet. Cal still has a lot of ground to make up. But can you see Mendoza as the starting quarterback moving forward?
I mean, I've been impressed. I feel like the way he's handling this game, the way he's handling the pressure of making your first start in front of a big crowd against a ranked opponent, I think he's been really poised in and out of the pocket. I would not be surprised if Wilcox and Spav continue to roll with him next week. But at the same time, I also would not be surprised if they went back to Sam Jackson or Ben Finley next week.
Yeah, I think the one thing about Fernando Mendoza, it doesn't look like luck whatsoever out there. I mean, he's stayed composed. They do short kind of chunk plays. He's made the appropriate signal calls, and he's stepping up big as a formidable leader, even though he is just a freshman for the Bears squad. Mendoza looking like at least some sort of stability. I mean, Sam Jackson has some explosive plays and then falls flat sometimes, but it seemed pretty consistent across the board for Mendoza.
Yeah, Mendoza just being a game manager to a T, and sometimes that's all you need when you got a running backfield like we have with Jaden Ott and Isaiah Ifanse. Sometimes you just need a quarterback that can make the right reads, not make any mistakes, and keep it pushing. And that's what he's been doing tonight.
Ifanse flanking Mendoza, the 2 stars for Cal here in this homecoming weekend. 2 out wide to the right, 1 out to the left. Now 2 out to the left. Motioning out, it's number 24, Ashton Stredick. Wide open. Middle, wide open, strolls his way. All grass ahead for Cal's tight end. Jack Andrews with the touchdown for the Golden Bears.
The Beavers brought 7 on a huge blitz. They left Jack Andrews completely untouched across the middle of the field. He could have walked into the end zone and not even come close to getting touched. His first touchdown of the season and his first touchdown of his career, actually, for the redshirt freshman, Jack Andrews.
He had 4 catches against Washington. Here he has a couple of catches to show. Right there, it's the biggest one. They're going down for a 2-point conversion here. Mendoza rolling out to the right. Gets a man wide open. Standing his ground, it's Jeremiah Hunter who catches the high ball. 2-point conversion is good for the Bears, and now they're only down by 3. It's a shootout here in homecoming weekend.
That was a beautiful play by Fernando Mendoza, rolling out, extending the play. Everyone was covered at first. Just let the receivers work in the back of the end zone. Finds Jeremiah Hunter wide open in the back. Hits him for the 2-point conversion. Like you said, only 3 points. The defense, we've talked all day long and all year long about how they're the real star of this Cal team. They really have to step it up. They've been very just okay tonight. They got to step up, make a stop, you can get the ball back to Fernando Mendoza to end this third quarter, get him some points, and take the lead.
Yeah, gutsy play call right there from Justin Wilcox, but he went for it, and it reaps dividends. 32-35, down by 3 are the California Golden Bears. But you mentioned it, Jack Endries with his first career touchdown. He's the only tight end on the roster, even this far into the season, with a catch. But now he's got plenty on his resume here in this season.
And it seems like they found their guy then.
That red zone target, huh? They squib it. It's very short, a very short kick that squibs over to the 35-yard line. Cal could have gone into it, but in the heap, maintaining possession, it is Oregon State.
Again, they'll take those solid field positions in favor of allowing the kick returner to take it to the house or past the midfield. If that ball rolled a couple different ways, it might have been recoverable by the Cal Bears even, but nonetheless, the Beavers will set the 35.
Louis Angale under center. Handing it off to Martinez. Trying to find some space. Brought down for a gain of only 1 yard.
It's a great block shed there by, I believe it was Xavier Carlton. Gets off the fullback's block and makes the tackle for only holding Martinez to just 2 yards on that run.
This Cal defense, hard-nosed. 4th in the Pac-12 in sacks allowed. 5th in the conference for tackles for loss allowed. 2nd in the nation for takeaways.
Right now, the Bears, they have 7, possibly 8 people in the box.
Uyangalale hands it off. Play action. Sets his feet, plants his feet down, and tries to find Gold in stride, cutting over to the right-hand side.
Good coverage there by the secondary. A bit of a off throw by Uyangalale. That was a little bit off the mark, a little more. Craig Woodson had a chance to come off his man and make that pick, but it's 3rd down and long here. Prime position for the Cal defense to make its big stop of the game.
And this Berkeley home crowd is hyped up. 3rd and 8, ball on the 38, under 2 minutes left in this third quarter. Cal only down by 3. The blitz comes in. Uyangalale airs one high, and it's caught. What a reception down the far sideline. Anthony Gold moving the chains forward, tumbles his way near the 30-yard marker. And Uyangalale showing off his arm, that major league pitching arm.
Testing that one-on-one coverage. It was Gold against Noel Williams on the sideline. Just threw it up for him. Gold comes down with it.
But someone's down there at the logo from Oregon State's side. As they'll take a look. But what an explosive play again. This Cal Bears defense, not known for giving up huge chunk plays. But if there is a kind of defensive unit that is perhaps Cal's soft spot, it can be considered that secondary.
Yeah, that play went for 31 yards. Simple streak on the sideline for Gold. The safety wasn't able to get over to help in time, so it was just a simple one-on-one between Anthony Gold and Noel Williams. Gold had about half a step. Uyangalale just able to fit it right in, drop it into his hands for a big gain.
Yeah, Gold now with 5 reception, 56 yards. Doesn't have a touchdown to show because Belling has been greedy with it in the red zone. 3 touchdowns himself. Josiah Irish with 1. Silas Bolden with 1 as well. But this is a lethal triage of receivers for Oregon State.
The man injured on that play for Oregon State was the center, Jake Levengood. Looks like the backup, Dylan Lopez, should be coming in now to replace him. So offensive line now down a starter. We'll see if the Bears can wreak some havoc in the backfield now. Have yet to get a sack on Uyangalale today.
4 out wide, handing it off. Another pitch over to the right-hand side, running with it, still on his feet, finds a crease steps his way out of bounds to the near sideline. With the run, it's Silas Bolden, the wide receiver, who went from left to right.
That man is fast. We saw it on the kick returns. We saw it on some of his receptions. Getting it on the little end around pitch right here.
For Damian Martinez, that is.
Picks up a first down, and once again, red zone trip for the Beavers.
Yep. 32-35, Ui Ongalale. Handing it off. This time to Martinez. Picks out the Cal defense. Finds a gap. Rolls his way to the 6-yard line.
Cal now so worried about Silas Bolden on that end around. They completely forget about the main part of this play. Damian Martinez, he just goes right up the middle, picks up about 13 on this play. 13 or more on this play. And it's first and goal from the 7 now.
Yep, 1 yard short of that 6-yard marker. First and 7.
Heavy set for the Beavers. 2 tight ends on that right side.
Ui Ongalale. Play action. Plenty of time. There's one high in a tight window. Caught to the end zone, but waved off. Yep.
Anthony Gold could not come down with it with his foot inbounds. Made a nice diving grab to bring it in, but once again, just couldn't get that foot down.
Maybe too much velocity right there. Anthony Gold couldn't quite, well, he did reach it. He did catch it, just couldn't toe tap his way inside.
Lucky break there for the Bears. That'll bring up second down. Martinez is the back in the red zone.
Yeah, second and goal. Underneath, it's Ui Ongalale. Flanked from behind. Hands it off to his back, who bumps it through, but stuck by the Bears yet again. It's Damian Martinez. Can't find some wiggle room. This Bears defense, I mean, near the goal line, they've been pretty all right.
I think it's a bit of a, not necessarily a problem, but something to look out for is that they've been stuffing the run really well in the red zone.
Yep.
But that's leaving them susceptible to those play actions, to those little fake runs. That's been killing them. That's how Jack Velling has gotten his 3 touchdowns, where they're kind of buying all in on this run play, and they're leaving Velling in either a open space or in a one-on-one where he can win and get that touchdown. So we'll see on this upcoming third down if they can change up their formula and get a stop.
Correct. This Cal secondary has to stay steady here in these closing minutes. End of the third quarter, 15 minutes back on the clock. When we come back, 32-35, the Bears down by 3 in this homecoming weekend here live on your live source for Cal Sports, KALX Berkeley 90.7 FM. So Oregon State in dangerous territory for the Bears. but this Cal defense has stayed relatively steady. 3rd and 3. They just need one more stop.
I will say, though, the last 2 times that the Beavers have been in 4th down, in wins inside the 10, they've gone for it and gotten a touchdown off of it. So not far-fetched to say this is 4-down territory for them once again.
And you are right, Kyle. I mean, the secondary has to stay strong for Cal. All of Oregon State's touchdowns have come in the air. This time they pitch it over to Martinez, who tries to fall and bump his way forward to the pylon off to the far sideline. Let's see what it is called.
Looks like he's short of the mark, which will bring up 4th down.
Yeah, staying steady.
Well, once again, here we go on the 1-yard line on 4th down. They've got the offense out there. They brought on 2 extra tight ends.
Now telling the Beavs to bring it. 32-35. They hand it off to their back, and this time the Beavs do get their first rushing touchdown. It's Damian Martinez with the carry and the 1-yard score.
Cal brought all of their guys down the middle. Martinez able to just wiggle his way out to the left and sneak into the end zone.
Damian Martinez, 15 carries, 83 yards, now 1 touchdown to show. And Oregon State up 41-32. It's a shootout as the PAT is good. Both kickers remain flawless here tonight. 10-point deficit, under 15.
Back to a 2-score game, but despite us being Cal still being down 10, I mean, this is a pretty good showing for them. I mean, Fernando Mendoza in his first start, he's been fantastic.
So the Bears once again trailing. The Bears once again have to respond to keep this one competitive here at California Memorial Stadium, celebrating the 100-year anniversary of this stadium here on your live source for Cal Sports, KALX Berkeley 90.7 FM.
Music. Music. Oh, I love music. 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 Oh, I love stuff.
10-point deficit. The number 15 ranked Oregon State Beavers up 42-32 against the Bears in this homecoming weekend. 32,000 still strong though in this crowd.
Great showing for the Bears after Oregon State was quoted this week turning down the music in their practice to emulate a dead crowd. It's been anything but dead tonight.
Shots fired. Cal putting up a respectable scoreboard so far. So touchback off the kick. But DJ Uiagalelei has been lights out here. 14 for 18, 4 touchdowns, 208 yards. Trying to match him is Mendoza in his first career start, that is, for the Bears. Mendoza handing it off. Fakes it, keeps it, rolling to the right, finds some room, wrestled down, but gets the first down and more. Mendoza showing off his legs for another rush. He's had a couple here in tonight's matchup.
Yeah, nice little fake right there. Here's Stredick now taking it up the middle. Fumbles.
Recovered. By who?
Oregon State's got the football.
Well, that's tough.
There's a good run right there up the middle by Stredick, but just gets punched out at the end. That's a costly turnover.
Yeah.
Needed to at least put up a field goal this drive to keep it alive, but now Oregon State gets the ball back with a chance to go up 3 scores with just 14 minutes left.
Yeah, recovered after knocking it loose from Stredick by Sione Lilohea.
Something I'd like to point out is that Jaden Ott has had 1 carry in the second half. Excuse me, he hasn't seen the field in quite a while, but no news from Cal Football PR or anything about his status.
Promotion off to number 13 of Oregon State, cutting over to the right, gets the first down and some more, maybe 1 or 2 yards more, that is. It's Irish with the carry, the wide receiver for the Beavs.
He's had a solid game tonight. He had that touchdown earlier in the third quarter.
So now Oregon State can somewhat steal it in this back and forth affair if they do score a touchdown here in this drive. Off the takeaway, 32-42, up by 10. Clock keeps ticking. Uiagalelei lances his feet, sends one deep, finds Gold down the near sideline, caught at the 10. Another explosive connection from Uiagalelei and Anthony Gold.
Gold made a beautiful play right there on the defensive back, number 6, Jeremiah Araby. Just a little stutter step, jukes him to the left side towards the sideline, and good timing there between Gold and Uiagalelei to get that connection and get inside the 10. This thing slipping away fast from the Bears in a turn of events.
1st and 8, Uiagalelei. Pauses just a bit, 2 out wide, 1 to the left, 1 to the right, pitching it over to Martinez now, who runs right to left, bumps his way through, push forward just a bit, 1 yard shy of the goal line.
Dragging tacklers with him. The crowd is dead here. The Cal defense looking a little dead out there. I mean, spirits are down after that fumble, but you can't give up yet. You're still in striking distance somewhat. You still got time left on the clock.
Spirits have to be high, though. It's spooky season. Where's this Cal crowd right now? They need the hype. 2nd and 2.
Heavy formation here.
Rush defense has been solid for the Bears, but they air it out to the tight end. Yet another touchdown reception from Uiagalelei to his tight end in the end zone. But no, this time,
Bryce
it's a new
Caulfield.
one. Yeah.
Yes, Bryce Caulfield, a different tight end. Or sorry, that's number 99. A defensive lineman, Isaac Hodgins, coming into play offense and getting a touchdown. I'm sure he's excited about that.
Yeah, he had the reception. I guess he was the only man open, and he was eligible for the pass. He's a team captain, and now he has a touchdown to show. Hyped up. And wow.
Oregon State pulling out the trickery on Cal. It's now 49-32, a 3-score game with just 12 and a half minutes left.
Looking like a beating here.
Yeah, if
in
you
this
got
final quarter.
if the Bears want to pull this out, they gotta score, and they gotta score fast.
They've got to lock in Isaiah Hodgins, wrecking havoc. Fun fact, he wants to be a chef after football. He has no intention of playing in the NFL. He prefers and specializes in cooking Jamaican food.
Yeah, he was cooking a little there on that little route on that touchdown.
32-49, we'll send it over to break. The Bears have to get a score right here. And another touchdown as well here on your live source for Cal Sports, KALX Berkeley 90.7 FM.
Oh, I love stuff. It needs knowledge. Music. Oh, I love stuff. It needs knowledge.
Well, it's kind of demoralizing to see Isaiah Hodgins, the defensive tackle who was brought in, or whatever you want to call it, the soon-to-be chef after college football, cooking up this Bears defense. Had the reception and first touchdown, not sure of in his career, but certainly this season.
Another touchback. So once again, Fernando Mendoza comes out. An unfortunate end to the last drive, a fumble by Ashton Stredick. We'll see if he can make something happen. I mean, you pretty much have to score here and on your ensuing drives here on out to make this continue to be a competitive game. But I want to say again, it's Isaiah Fonte in the background. It is not Jaden Ott. He is still out with whatever he's dealing with.
3 out wide. It's Mendoza now. Flanked by a back. Cocks it back. Finds Endries, who caught it at the 29-yard line. Wrestled by 2 defenders. Steps out of bounds in front of the student section for a gain of a couple yards right there.
Nearly got lifted off his feet, but able to hold on to the ball. Pick up 4. Whistles are blown by the refs here. Looks like there's an injured player for Oregon State. It's number 25. The defensive back.
Tyrus Ivy Jr.
Yes.
For the Beavs, and they're getting roughed up here.
We'll take a medical timeout for him.
Yep, both teams head to the sidelines. But California has a lot of ground to make up. One of the biggest leads for Oregon State here in this ball game. They've gone back and forth, but Oregon State breaking through with their quarterback, DJ Uangalale. 16 for 20, 240 yards, now 5 touchdowns. He's been electric, and we talked about his wild story. 5-star recruit coming out of St. John Bosco High School, one of the best high schools in the nation for football. He played with Bryce Young, recruited by Clemson, spent a couple of seasons there, then was pulled in the ACC championship game for freshman Cade Klubnik. He's now transferred to Corvallis, right? And he's on pace to shatter the stats he had last season. In fact, he actually fired some shots, as Oregon State did against Cal. DJ fired some shots at his old team, and Dabo Sweeney, the head coach for Clemson, saying that they were drawing basic offensive schemes and they weren't playing to his strengths back at Clemson. He's now really showing out and showing big, backing up his talk. DJ is. Obviously, Kyle, Uangalale has the stats and the resume now to show. But what are some of those intangibles that you've seen here or during the length of the season that makes him such a success story?
I think, or one thing, I'm not really sure if this qualifies as an intangible, but
Sure.
I think his poise in the pocket has been really good. He's been able to just stand in there, even if the pocket is partially collapsing around him, he's able to stand in there and really fit the ball into some tight windows, especially down the field. That's something that, NFL scouts love to see. You'd be able to stretch the field, go vertical instead of horizontal. And he's had some really nice throws, just dropping it right into the hands of a couple guys, Anthony Gold and Josiah Irish. So, he's been really good with his accuracy. As you said, he has a great completion percentage tonight, 16 for 20, 80% on the day. So he's got some talent. He's got some true talent. Had some hiccups over at Clemson, but he's really found his spot here in Oregon State.
Longest throw so far here tonight, 38 yards to Josiah Irish, who has 2 receptions to show.
Got 3 receivers out wide to the right here for Cal.
2nd and 6. Here comes Mendoza. Airs one high out to his tight end, but can't catch it. Off to the near sideline. That time, the intended target was number 83, wide receiver, that is. I keep calling Tron Grizel a tight end because he is 6'4". But that was a deep ball, nicely placed, but tight coverage by Oregon State.
Got 7 people on the line for Oregon State. They're bringing the blitz.
Quick throw, quick catch. Taj Davis cutting from right to left. Hurdles over a defender and bounces up to the 45-yard line. Taj Davis with his biggest catch here tonight.
That was a beautiful throw by Fernando Mendoza. He had about 3 defenders in his face right there when he released that ball, but fits it right into Taj Davis's hands, and Davis does the rest. Injured Cal offensive lineman here on the play.
Yeah, man down for the Bears. As they'll take a look at him. 32-49. We'll send it over to break in the meantime. Cal having an explosive play right there from Mendoza off to Taj Davis here on your live source for Cal Sports, KALX Berkeley 90.7 FM. So some updates right now. Siowape Vadakani, the right guard, went to the cart and is injured for the Bears as Mendoza fires one downfield and it's intercepted by the Oregon State Beavs. Things could not get any worse for Cal right now.
That's Jermod McCoy on the interception. It was a behind throw by Fernando Mendoza.
Yeah,
That might have been the dagger, Ryan.
looking for the back shoulder intended receiver downfield. But Oregon State's celebrating.
Yeah, you got people on the bench, Oregon State's bench, waving to the crowd. Beavers get the ball back up 17 with 11 and a half to go. Might need a miracle here to pull this one out.
Yeah, Cal is deflated right now. Again, Vadakani out for an undisclosed injury. There's an all Pac-12 preseason honorable mention. Part of this stout offensive line for the Bears. A handoff goes nowhere for the Oregon State Beavs. But this O-line now is pretty hobbled for the Bears. Brian Driscoll is in for center for the Bears, but before him it was Matthew Cindric, one of the vets for Cal, who got injured in their opener against North Texas. So now they're losing Vadakani and Matthew Cindric. This O-line squad has really improved from last season, but they're now dealing with some big-time injuries. With the pitch over to the right-hand side, getting a couple of yards to gain, about 3 that is, Deshaun Fenwick with the carry.
Yeah, you really hope the injury to Vadakane isn't too serious. I mean, the offensive line coach, Matt Blesh, he's been really good. It's been reflected in that run offense this year. Jaden Na, Isaiah Fonze, Ashton Stredick, they've been getting some really nice runs thanks to that offensive line. So you hope Vadakane's injury isn't too serious. Didn't look too great bringing out the cart, but you just pray for the best.
Praying for the best indeed. It's Uangalale. Swings it out. And a rough tackle by Cal's secondary right there. Number 6 for the Bears, Jeremiah Irby, bringing down the receiver from Oregon State. 4th and 1 is it?
QB sneak there from DJ Uiagalelei, and
push forward, they do.
All 6'4" of him is going to make it across the first down line.
There's nothing stopping him right there. Just a massive bulk is DJ Uiagalelei. You're right, 6'4". He's got quite the arm. And he's just been ridiculous.
Clock keeps ticking. You're really running out of time for Cal. You need a turnover at this point. You got to force a fumble, maybe catch them slipping on an interception if they decide to throw it here.
Ui Angelale under center. Play action. Plenty of time in the pocket. Throws downfield. Has a man wide open who catches it. Finally brought down at the 40-yard line to the far side. It's number 18 on OSU's offense, Jeremiah Noga, who's making some noise right now.
Yeah, first time we called his name tonight. Finds himself wide open on the little play action from DJ Uiagalelei. Beavers once again across midfield. Clock keeps ticking. Under 9 minutes to go now. Student section, the rest of the stadium kind of clearing out now, unfortunately.
Yep. Going back home, going back to the dorms, going back to the Greek life houses. Ui Angelale handing it off. Takes the conservative decision right there. It's Deshaun Fenwick with a carry and a gain of a couple yards.
Flag is thrown at the end of that play. Called for a chop block. It's number
that often.
78, Nathan Elu, I think. The left guard called for the chop block. So that'll set the Beavers back.
Backwards, yep. As you hear the "you can't do that" chants from the Bears faithful. I guess some people are still energized if you're still here. Thanks for sticking around if you're still tuned in. 32-49. I mean, it's been a high-scoring affair, so it's been plenty exciting. 8 minutes left. Empty set. Uangalale. Check down throw. Off to number 1, Deshaun Fenwick with the reception. Bounces outside at the 50-yard line.
It's a good open field tackle by number 27, who is listed as Cade Uluave, who is a running back, it says. So I'm not exactly sure if that's him, but good tackle by number 27 nonetheless.
2nd and 17. Ball on the 48-yard line. Lots of ground to make up here to move the chains forward. It's Ui Angelale with it back to his right. He'll opt to throw. Dialing it up. Downfield, nearly caught. But some tight coverage by the Bears. Boy, would that have been something.
Silas Bolden had the step on the Cal secondary. Just a few inches short is Uyangalale's throw for Bolden. That would have been an absolute heartbreaker to put him over 50 for the game. But it was incomplete. Brings up 3rd and 17.
32,000 dwindles down to about, 10,000 or so? 32-49, 7:17 left. Uyangalale hands it off to his back. It's Fenwick finding a crease down the near sideline. Pushed out of bounds at the 21-yard marker.
I mean, that's just disheartening. I mean, they hand the ball off, just looking to run some more time off the clock, and Fenwick just breaks free, picks up a long first down, keeps the chains moving. I mean, Oregon State looking to score again. At this point, you're playing for your ego. You don't want to give up 50 points to the visiting team on homecoming weekend.
It's tough out here. 32-49. 481 total yards, 296 in the air for Oregon State. Ui Angelale hands it off to Fenwick. Fenwick finds a gap, makes one defender miss. Finally brought down.
They're just going to keep pounding the ball until this clock runs out.
There's nothing much that the Bears can do right here. 2nd and 4. Once again, I mean, Oregon State in the red zone.
Still perfect. They scored a touchdown on every trip today. They got 7 touchdowns total tonight. 5 thrown by Uyangalale. 1 thrown by the backup Aiden Childs, who came in for a couple of snaps in the second quarter. 1 run in by Damian Martinez.
Uyangalale handing it off once again to his back, who bumps his way forward, swallowed up by this California Golden Bear defense. Not much of a gain right there. They've actually lost a yard.
Looks like that'll bring up 3rd and short for the Oregon State Beavers.
Clock keeps ticking. Just milking it.
Fenwick back out there as the back for the Beavers. They're just chewing as much clock as is possible, snapping it with 1 or 2 seconds left on that play clock. Just trying to get into the locker room, get back to Corvallis.
Uyangalale under center now. Flips it over to Fenwick, who tries a throw. Tries a throw over to his intended receiver, Mungai Jr. down the far sideline. Just trying to toy with this California Golden Bear defense. But a bit of miscommunication right there.
Yeah, just styling on them. That was a great read by the Cal defense to get over to Fenwick to stop that. 4th and 1. They don't want to give their kicker any field goals. They're going for it again.
Trying to stick it to Cal. Uyangale with some motion off to Fenwick, who struts his way forward. For a first down.
Again, they're 5 for 5 on 4th downs this game. 2 of them, I believe, went for a touchdown. All of them have been inside the red zone. Just deflating performance by the Cal defense. Something that we thought was really the bright spot of this Cal team compared to the offense. I mean, today it's really the offense that impressed, and the defense got a lot of work to do going into next week.
Oregon State looking to go 5-1 for the first time under head coach Jonathan Smith, if they do win this game. Last time they went 5-1 was back in 2013. Uyangalale, play action, under duress, cuts to his right, cocks it back. Throw is low, hits the ground. No man's land. It's whatever. 4:03 left on the clock. Up by a huge margin, 17 points.
Next week, Oregon State's going to be able to get back to Corvallis, where they are currently undefeated at home, to take on the Bruins, who just pulled off an upset earlier today against the Washington State Cougars in Pullman, I believe. Or no, sorry, at the Rose Bowl, but an upset nonetheless.
Fenwick with a pitch, wrestled down before the first yard marker.
It's a good tackle there by the Cal defense.
Well behind it.
Yeah, Oregon State going to move to 5-1. And, I mean, UCLA not ranked currently. They probably will be ranked after this week after beating Washington State. But it's a prime opportunity for the Beavers to be 6-1 heading into their bye week.
It's a Pac-12 parity because Washington State got the best of Oregon State not too long ago. They fell to Wazoo 38-35, and now they'll take on the UCLA Bruins, who just beat the Cougs. Here comes Uyangalale, flushes out of the pocket, keeps it. Stutter step, jukes out, and dancing with the defense, gets a gain of a couple yards.
When you say about the Pac-12 parity, I think of the infamous circle of suck. But I mean, this year it's the circle of good. I mean, almost all the Pac-12 teams are very solid, with the exception of maybe Stanford and possibly Cal, unfortunately. But I mean, it's amazing to see what the Pac-12 has put together. I mean, they have 3, maybe 4 or 5 real contenders for a college football playoff spot. They got 6 ranked, might be 7 after this week if they add UCLA to it. It's just impressive in their swan song to end the final season of Pac-12 football.
Yeah, the expansion of the college football playoff is advantageous for the Pac-12, at least for this season. Moving forward, we have no idea. 32-49 is your score. 2:30 left in this ball game for homecoming weekend. Looking like a depressing one here in Berkeley, California. Brian and Kyle here on the mic. Sending it back to break here on your live source for Cal Sports, KALX Berkeley 90.7 FM.
Coming back already.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, they're giving him a field goal.
No way.
Glorious.
22. Okay. Sorry, Charles. We'll bring it back in 5, 4, 3. And Oregon State will attempt a field goal right now, marked around the 23-yard line. So it's a 33-yard attempt right through both posts. And Oregon State adding some more flame to the fire.
After going for it on 4th down 5 times in this game, they finally say, all right, kicker Atticus Sappington, you can come in and get your field goal. Get your stats up, buddy. Puts them up 52-32. They crack 50 points. Likely to be a 20-point victory for the Beavers. Just a dominating performance all around.
Yeah, the Beavs. The Beavs is Sappington now 5 for 6 on field goal attempts. That was actually a 32-yard field goal, to be exact. 16 plays, 61 yards, milked 9 minutes and 12 seconds out of that clock. Up by 20. And if you never watched this game, you would think it was a beating throughout the entire night.
Yeah, I mean, the score is reflective of the score in the UW game from a couple weeks ago, where it was something in the 50s versus something in the 30s. But this game had a much different feel than that game. I know, that UW game started with a pick 6 and a punt return touchdown. It was really deflating from the start. Really felt like they were out of it, not even 5 minutes into the game. But this one, it was competitive at the beginning. Fernando Mendoza, in his first career start, put on a show and really kept it competitive until a couple of fumbles and unfortunate defensive lapses let the Beavers pull away with it late.
Touchback. Yep, they couldn't get the best of number 8 Washington back on September 23rd. They fell 32-59, and it looks like they will not get the best of the number 15 Oregon State Beavs, who will likely move up just a tad bit in standings.
Next week, the Cal Bears will travel to Salt Lake City as there's a reception by Mendoza to tight end number 89.
89 right there, Asher Alberding. We're getting through this depth chart now. Late into this ball game, Mendoza handing it off to Afonso. Afonso still on his feet, jukes out a couple defenders, dancing with the defense. They can't bring him down until the 48-yard marker. So Afonso with a bit of an explosion. And if there's been a player of the game for the California Golden Bears, it has been number 22.
This guy's just impressive. I mean, these are some of the most Beastquake-esque runs I've seen out of anybody.
Where's Marshawn Lynch to watch this? Afonso. See, he takes it. He takes the tackle, breaks off of contact. Just a bowling ball. Finally falls forward.
Bounced right off that Oregon State defender. It's a treat to watch this guy run.
Isaiah Afonso, 5'9", gives me hope that I can play for Cal football one day.
Mendoza
launching
going
it
deep.
up in the air, and a receiver gets it at the 10-yard line. It's a far throw from around the 45-yard marker.
What a grab by Tron Grizel on the sideline over the defender, almost mossing him.
And
Great
Grizel
throw by Mendoza. Great catch by Grizel.
needed to see some more of that. Grizel was down on the floor just a bit too long at first, but he's back up on his feet, 5 out wide. Stredick now punching over to the left, stiff arm, rolls his way to the end zone.
It's actually Javian Thomas getting the touchdown.
My apologies, Javian Thomas, that is number 25 who's checked in. Ashton Stredick, of course, number 24. Thomas, the 5'10" freshman, bounces his way to the outside, and we'll get a couple more points for Cal to make this not as much of a beating as we had once thought.
It's the first touchdown of his young career. You got to imagine if Ott were to leave in either the transfer portal or after next year, if he goes to the NFL, Thomas, if he sticks around, he's going to be the guy in the backfield.
Totally. They'll go for the 2-point conversion. Mendoza, why not? tight spiral in a tight window. He's got a man wide open, cutting from left to right. It's Tron Grizel with the catch and 2-point conversion.
I really like Grizel. I mean, he's a big guy, almost like a Kevin Durant type of guy, long and lanky. I think he has great route running, and I know that he's not the biggest frame, so I think it makes it hard for the coaches to want to put him out there on some run plays. But I mean, he's got some skills as a receiver. I hope we can see more of him in the pass.
Yeah, he has flashes of greatness. He led the Bears at Washington with 86 receiving yards. So far in this matchup, he has 2 receptions for 38 yards in total. So it's 40-52, 12-point deficit, 1 minute and 4 seconds left. Oregon State probably just going to take a couple of knees and run it before they do.
It was a good moral touchdown for the Bears to reach 40 points for the second time this season after they dropped 50-something against North Texas in week 1. So, I mean, 40 points from this offense. Fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the ball games where you just were matched up against a better opponent, quite frankly. Oregon State, 492 total yards, 296 in the air, led by their quarterback, DJ. Onside kick by Cal. Bounces out of bounds. So we'll be marked for Oregon State Beavs. But Oregon State, how about them Beavs? Newfound powerhouse in the Pac-12. They're coming off their best season since 2000. In 2022, they finished 10-3 overall, number 17 in the nation. Before that, they went 7-6, 2-5, and 5-7. And in just 2017, they went 1-11. Now, head coach Jonathan Smith is now in his 5th year with Oregon State, and he's really turned this program around, bringing in new recruits, bringing in experienced vets. Smith himself was a successful starting quarterback for Oregon State back in college. I mean, Kyle, as a fan of Pac-12 football, how much does this college football community actually talk about Oregon State? And do you think the Beavs do get kind of the credit that they deserve?
Honestly, I don't think so. I mean, it's a little bit natural. They're the state school of a very prominent Oregon University, the Ducks. But, I mean, like you said, it's been a real turnaround over in Corvallis by the head coach and this program. And there's a real argument to be made that Oregon State and Washington State should also be in another conference rather than trying to fend for themselves in the Pac-12. I mean, we're looking at, the moneymaker sport of football. Both of the teams have been great the past few seasons. So you really hope that just as a Pac-12 enjoyer, a Pac-12 fan, that they can figure something out, make it work. Whether that's, bringing in teams from the Mountain West, bringing in teams from other conferences. Hope they have success in their future.
Yeah, they totally deserve it as they'll take the knee here at the 34-yard line. Clock keeps ticking. 3, 2, 1. 40-52 is your final score. Oregon State moving up 5-1. First time in a while. Meanwhile, the California Golden Bears falling down to 3-3, 1-2 in conference play. DJ Ongalale had 19 and 25 on his pass at 117 yards on 7 catches, but Jack Velling was the one who got the big points. 3 touchdowns to show, 38 yards, a red zone target with 4 catches. Meanwhile, California debuting their new starting quarterback for possibly games to come. Fernando Mendoza, 21 for 32 on the night, 207 yards, 2 touchdowns to show. Only had 1 interception. Isaiah Fonze led for the Bears on the ground. He had 86 yards, 2 touchdowns, 11 carry attempts. Jaden Ott, you mentioned, was kind of pulled later into this ball game, pulled out from the game, that is. 13 attempts, 85 yards to show. Longest rush was 24 yards. Then Taj Davis and Jack Endries led the receiving corps at 63 yards and 66 yards respectively. Jack Endries had a touchdown reception. So did Isaiah Afonso. And Afonso also had those 2 touchdowns on the ground. I think it's apparently obvious that DJ was the star of the game for Oregon State. But for you, Kyle, I mean, who is the silver lining? Who is the bigger silver lining here tonight? Is it Isaiah Afonso or is it Mendoza?
I think for me, it's got to be Mendoza. Cal's had such big QB struggles this year, rotating between Sam Jackson and Ben Finley. It was a very surprising decision that we heard Fernando Mendoza was going to be starting, but he really impressed me tonight. 21 for 32, 207 through the air, 2 touchdowns, 1 understandable pick, I think, and then also on the ground, 4 for 41, used his legs very nicely. I think it was a great showing from him. He showed he could be stoic in the pocket. He could make the right reads, make some solid throws. Didn't really get anything too far downfield, but I think that comes with the game plan of wanting to put more emphasis on Isaiah Afonso, on Jaden Ott, on your electric backfield.
So if you're Justin Wilcox, if you're Jake Spavital, right, you going with Mendoza moving forward, or you're bringing back Jackson into the mix?
I think you should. I mean, the jury's still out if this was perhaps a fluke game or if he's actually consistently better. But I think the main thing you need in the locker room is consistency. And if you keep flip-flopping quarterbacks, starting a new one each week, you're never going to have any consistency between the offensive line, different blocking styles for different QBs, the receivers, how, Mendoza or Jackson or Finley's throwing them the ball. I think you just need consistency, especially in this season, which has been pretty up and down for the Cal Bears. So I would hope that they start Mendoza next week against Utah.
Yep. They're visiting Utah in Salt Lake City. We'll be live on call for that matchup. KALX covering every single home and away game here for Cal football. Tough slate ahead for Cal football. Utah. They then play USC, Oregon, and Washington State for the remainder of the home games. Final score, 52-40. Cal falling to the Oregon State Beavs here in this homecoming matchup. This is Brian Chen and Kyle signing out here tonight. Thank you all for listening. We'll send it back over to the studio to Charles Floyd for some music here on your live source for Cal Sports, KALX Berkeley, 90.7 FM.
Have a good night. Stay safe.